Yes, people, welcome back to Chelsea Perspective. Welcome back to another Blue Morning Show, specifically another transfer watch on Chelsea Perspective. Today we'll talk about Romeo Lavia, Elye, Wahi, Moises Caicedo, Mohammed, Kudus, and plus other news that we'll get to talk about. But the truth remains, we don't have too many items lined up to talk about. But as the case has been in the past previous shows, we will talk quite a lot about the little we'll have to talk about. So sit back, relax, and let's get into the show. But more importantly, once again, I appreciate you all finding the time to join. Let's get into it. Yes, people, I hope you all are eating blue, sleeping blue, waking up blue, and overall living the blue life. As for me, that's what I do. But more importantly, I appreciate you all joining the show. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Please accept whatever suits your time zone with all love from the bottom of my heart, I say thank you once again for finding the time to join the show, to support the show, more importantly. And we have a new member today, Dr. Steve. Is that Omar? Dr. Steve, O-U-M-A. So which means it could be pronounced Omar. Dr. Steve Omar, thank you for becoming a member. We appreciate that. And I haven't forgotten, we still haven't done the student giveaway, staying to giveaway. We call it the Stay in School Project. We haven't done that of the month. And this brother wrote something. I'm not sure I'm able to read that. Maybe somebody can copy it and interpret and then paste it again in English. But it's a Shazi. I appreciate you. This shows really why you've been very brief whenever you say something in the chat, is that English isn't your first language or your preferred language, maybe. Translate. Okay, Indonesia. Okay, I'll try to do that. I'll try to find them to copy it and find out what you're saying there. Somebody can help me do that in the chat. I'd really appreciate that. You're the one that whenever you come in, you ask again, you preach for the promotion of Harveyville. But I remember you. I hope you're doing well. Let's go. Chinonso chosen. And Chinonso, they're excited because I recognize that I know the meaning of your name. So in that moment I added chi to it, but Chinonso. I think Chinonso fully written there. Chinonso chosen. I like your name, CC. I appreciate you finding the time to join the show. Thank you so much. That will go a long way. And again, in our Indonesian language, I'm not able to translate that, unfortunately. But if somebody can do that for me, I'd really appreciate that. Let's go, Chino. So yes, I appreciate you saying that. Here we go. Walk away from Caicedo deal, I beg. I don't think we'll walk away. If it is something with walk away from, I think by now we would have the club could have done that. But for so many reasons, as I've said before, maybe they're getting positive signals from Brighton, but more importantly, positive signals from Moises Caicedo himself, who wants to join Chelsea. Rumors are that he'd already agreed personal terms with us and all that, and he hasn't made again the fact that he wants to join Chelsea. It's no secret anymore. He's made that open. He's spoken about the club's history and all that, how big of a club Chelsea is and all that. So I don't think we'll walk away from it. I think we'll get that deal over the line. I still strongly believe that will happen. Big up to you, Nehemiah Fawala. I hope you're doing well. And let's hope Chelsea doesn't get relegated. It's Chelsea going to sign some players or what? Do something. Here's the thing. I think we'll sign some players, good players. And I'm still happy, no matter how you see it. I'm happy that we're not in a rush. I'm quite sure that we're actually working to sign other players that the fans do not know about. The fans don't even know that we're looking at. That's how I see it. But that's, by the way, if you want to become a member, just like the first person that joined the stream today did, you can do that. It costs just $2. 99 cents. We have 99 cents. We have only one membership level at this point. It helps us sponsor students monthly. Yes, at some point the community will start gaining from it, but we don't gain anything from it except for the fact we're able to sponsor students. We've actually spent more in sponsoring students than we've gotten from the membership. Channel membership. But that's, by the way, the link is pinned at the very top in case you want to become a member. Hey, to you too. I'm trying to figure out who it is that changed their name to Let's Hope Chelsea doesn't get relegated. I'm really not concerned. Brother, I'm getting frustrated. Still no signings. I wouldn't say no signings. We've signed Jackson. We've signed some kids also, which we're not sure will be part of the first team this season. But I still think we'll sign at least 3 players that will be part of the senior team. But that is just my opinion. Let's see. Smash the like button, people, and also do subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And that is from my bro, Bobby, Smoky Sickness. I appreciate you, Bobby. I hope it looks like you're full of it now. I strongly believe that's the case. We are talking with Reigns about Ugochukwu, a young kid. I don't even know him, honestly. I don't get the hype behind Angela Gabriel. We should have signed who? Gustav Esakin or Octavian Popescu instead. Yes, they are very talented young players. Honestly, I'm not going to pretend I know them. I do not know them. Much love to everyone in the chat, said Bobby. Much love to you all. And just quickly, if you're watching, but for one reason or the other, you're not able to participate in the chat, just know that we appreciate you, because you watching alone does go a long way. But if you can do us one more favor, which is just to take a second, drop a like on the stream, and the likes do go a long way. It helps to trigger the YouTube algorithm, which in turn will push the stream to more people that be interested in the topics we'll have lined up here. So we appreciate you, and nobody will even know that you liked the video. And then as you watch, if you appreciate what you're seeing, please go ahead and subscribe as we get closer and closer to 15,000 subscribers. Big up to you too, Chelsea till I die. I appreciate you joining today. Still, I hope we get a Vlahovic. Rumors are that the possibility is still there, given that they're willing to give us Vlahovic and get Lukaku in return plus some cash. That's just rumor. That's not me saying that I see that happening. It's not that simple, really. Big up to you too. Let me know if you can. I think that's somebody that again I know, but probably change their name. One Objective Gaming. We need a goalkeeper with a long wingspan. Who though? There are a lot of goalkeepers out there. Some of them that we've talked about here, I haven't taken the time to check whether they have a long wingspan. Rumors are that we're serious about getting Diogo Costa from FC Porto. How serious that is, I do not know. It does seem as if that has died down a bit, but that doesn't mean that we're still not working on getting the goalkeeper over the line. And if you're concerned, if you want Kepa gone and you're concerned about Mauricio Pochettino's comment, he will never tell you that, yeah, we don't like Kepa Arrizabalaga. It's a huge risk. Like Roger said the last time we talked about that, it is a suicidal, really. But nice to see you, Constantine Dante. Always nice to see you, brother. Hello to you too. I appreciate you finding the time to join the show, brother. Whom we get, Caicedo or Lavia? I don't think the plan was ever to get either one of the two. The plan has always been to get both. At least that's how I see it. Chelsea should walk away and get Nicolo Rovella for 15 to 20 million euros, pounds, or dollars. I'm not sure. Khalid Abdullah Hamid. The name I like, but the first one sounds more like a reader to me. I find it difficult to pronounce it seamlessly. Hi, coach. By all means, Enzo needs a Caicedo for Chelsea to be competitive. Or, yeah, you can say he needs someone by his side so he can have the independence to venture forward, to be more adventurous on the pitch. But big up to you too. Blue Parts, nice to see you. Big up, Kachila. How long have you been a Chelsea fan, and how did it all start? It's been a while. It's a story I don't want to tell right now. It's been, yeah, you can say during the days of, I was still very, very, very young, during the days of Zola. Yeah. Yeah, I think I'll talk about that maybe next time. Sosa, these owners are ruining this FC. I cannot see this club get. I can see this club getting relegated next season. Nope, I don't see that happening. I get it, your concern, but I think we'll bounce back. We can look for all the alternatives. Chances are that we're already looking at alternatives. The blue tips again. Big up to you too, brother. Big up, coach. A reporter said yesterday that we will submit one more bid, one more and a last bid, then walk away if Brighton doesn't accept the bid. And I think we get that deal over the line. Let me just leave it at that. I hope it's below 100 million. I don't think we're going to pay 100 million for Moises Caicedo. That is just my opinion. But let's see what the club does. You never know. Bro, watch Nicolo Rovella. He is he is much better than Caicedo, more well-rounded. Okay, maybe they're looking at him, but I do not know. We must not overpay. I don't think we're going to overpay. Believe me. What's up to you too? I appreciate you joining. Chelsea Dine, I hope you're doing well. I hope you're well. I haven't been on for a while, been on holiday. Holiday, it's important you take a break every now and then. Any room, could I join? Smash the like button and sub to the brother if you haven't. Okay, I will check how many people that are willing to join. Then I'll see if space is there. I'll send you the link straight away. You know your family here, so I'm not going to waste time to do that if I get the space. Is that Penzo or you think Enzo is overrated? Guys, guy gets no criticism. I don't see again any reason for that at this point. Some people have. I've seen some people criticize him, but I'm not going to get into that. As for me, I haven't seen a reason to be concerned that we've signed a wrong player or that we've overpaid. I don't think that's the case at this point. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go along. We appreciate you all finding the time to join the show this particular morning. Big up to you too, Chelsea Session, aka Ty, aka Chelsea Sessions. I appreciate you finding the time to join the show, bro. I hope you're doing well. And if you haven't, please go check out Chelsea Sessions. Click the 3 dots to his name. Click, go to channel, check it out. Be sure to subscribe and let him know I sent you. Big up, more importantly to you, Dan. I'll see how many people that wants to join, so we don't have too many people. Then, if we have less, I'll send the link to you. Big up, Coach. Big up, chat. Up to Charles. Big up to you too. I hope you're doing well. Big up, Tony Tiger. Nice to see you. Look at Leicester City. Can be the same for Chelsea. That's not me saying that Chelsea cannot be relegated. I'm just saying I don't see that happening now. I think the owners, I strongly believe, have learned a lot from what happened to us last season, and I don't think they let such happen again. I get it. We might not be able, you could say, to win something this season, or maybe win the Premier League, but the rest assured, we'll do better than a lot of people expect us to do. I don't get why Caicedo played in friendly. Stupid from Brighton and from Caicedo's camp as well. I think you could say they were willing to take the risk just to prove to us that they're willing to keep them if we don't pay up. That is just how I see it. But let's see what happens. Hi, Coach. The Caicedo camp have told Brighton to lower the asking price. Hope we get a positive outcome from the Caicedo negotiations and get this deal over the line. I think if they don't, at one point he will snap. And I think it's getting tight, closer and closer soon. He snaps and then handing the transfer request. How much difference handing in a transfer request will make, I honestly do not know. But I hope he does that because the way things are going, it doesn't look like they care so much about what he thinks. Ikaka says, good afternoon. To me, it's morning, but I take that. Greetings to you too. I hope you're doing well. Penzo, not intense, no intensity. That's nothing new. If you watch the World Cup, you'd know he's not the quickest. Again, his strongest attributes are his vision, passing range, and his footballing intelligence overall. Cannot run, got no pace at all. If you're just learning that, then yeah, you're too late. That's again the least of my concerns, really. Up Chelsea for life. I appreciate you saying that, brother. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. 37 likes. Remember, we're shooting for 300 likes. We should be at 100 right now. Let's make it happen. Nicola, okay. Let's see. Raphael, where are you from? Okay, you're having a conversation there. Just keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes will go a long way. I just think as Chelsea fans need to be patient on Caicedo. He will be a Chelsea player. Just they're looking to pay the right option on Caicedo. We're looking. We don't want to overpay, and that is music to my ears, really. I don't want a situation where we end up overpaying for the player, and after all this prolonged negotiations, it becomes an added pressure on the player, and he's still just at 21. I don't think we should pay 100. Do I think we'll end up paying something close to 100? Yeah, but I don't want us to pay 100. Even I don't want us to pay anything beyond 90 million pounds. But let's see what happens. It's still the transfer market is still a long way to go. I'm quite sure we're still not going to be in a rush to get that deal over the line. Let's see what else we have here. Chelsea, Peter Pan. Thank you for saying that. And Jerry C is in the house. It's that time of the year, says Jerry C. Coach, I hope you are feeling rejuvenated after the mini break. It was not a break, my boy wasn't feeling well. We had to rush into the ER around that time that I usually wake up to start preparing for the show and doing some research. But he's much better right now. It's just a viral infection. But we move on. He's doing better, and he will, I believe, again by tomorrow he'll be way better because we have something to help again relieve that. That says at 80 million, 80 million we have already overpaid. Unfortunately, Arsenal has set the tone when they went in with 70 million and it was rejected. That was when I knew if eventually we get him over the line, we'll pay something north of 70 million pounds. But I hope we don't pay something north of 90. But unfortunately, it looks for some reason he's our man. He's the guy we want. There are other options, but we're not looking at them at this point until maybe after the final. You could say an improved but you could say a final beat. If they don't accept that, then we'll move on. And here's my bro here, Jackson CFC, aka Brianni Yahayu, aka 343 Dynamar, aka Contender FC, aka Vivel FC. At one point, I'm gonna stop. Maybe once he gets to 10 nicknames, then I'm gonna stop. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes still go along, but people only want Enzo because we paid 120 million. That is just your opinion. Before we paid that much money, a lot of people again knew what he could do as a player. Even before the World Cup, actually. Are we walking away from the deal or no? Not yet. I think we're still negotiating. According to Fabrizio Romano, it hasn't happened. Maybe after the next bid, if they don't accept that, then we'd move on. Rafael doesn't sound Indian. What did you know about those young players? Does it mind where he is from? People around, there are some people around the world that are vested in, again, you could say in young, you could say knowing all of these young players, how good they are, their abilities and weaknesses. I don't know them, in my opinion. Wishing a happy recovery to your son. Thank you. I appreciate you saying that. Yes, let's see. I think it's about time we start addressing the items we have lined up here. But let me see if I can send the link to Dan, who specifically asked for it. Let's see. Keep dropping the likes on Dan. Can you send me a message on Twitter? Chelsea Dan said that it's again lots of messages there. It's difficult to find you, and that would take about a minute to do. So yeah, keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. We'll have 43 likes. Let's get it to 50. Shoot for 100, and then go for 200 if we can. Let's see. Okay, let's see what else we have here. This is a bro. Okay. Next time, DM me so we can pray. Thank you so much, bro. I would do that. Much love to you. The beautiful game. I love you so much, brother. I appreciate you saying that. Let's start addressing the items we have lined up here, people. We don't have too many, but as I've said before, we can talk again, or we will talk a lot about the little we have to talk about, if that makes sense. Let's see what else we have here. Okay, this says, brother, I don't mean to be, okay, but I have a very good eye for talent. I picked KDB when no one believed in him. Here's the thing, some people are like that. And if you say that's your thing, believe me, I believe you. So keep doing it. And if you can, if you're on Twitter, if you can bring up, again, inbox me the names of some young players you think we should go for, I will research them and then be ready to present a solid argument as to why I think Chelsea Football Club should sign that particular player. Keep dropping the likes on the stream. 43 likes, and I think we're moving really fast. I think we'll get to 100 as soon as possible. And more importantly, I want to say once more thank you to one of our new members here, and his name is Dr. Steve Omar. I appreciate you becoming a member. That will go a long way for us. Thank you so much. So let's see. The first item we have here says, I am told that's quoting Nathan Geeson, Chelsea aren't the biggest fans of his. They're talking about Ryan Cherki. Ryan Cherki's attitude. Wow. I don't know where that is coming from. He says nothing else there. Let me see. I'm not going to go into that. But maybe he could be right. Maybe it's absolute nonsense. I honestly do not know. but I like Cherki myself. I'm not sure where that is coming from. Rafa, okay, so just having a conversation there, and that says, please show your support by liking, subscribing, and following us on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Stay tuned for more thrilling live shows on Chelsea Perspectives, and Jerry Z's show will be launching soon. Hopefully, we want you to also help and vote to help us select our, you can say, a more appealing name of Jerry Z's show. He has a few names lined up, and we're still working on it. We're still go through the process of designing the theme. In August, I think the plan is to launch on August 1st, and Jerry Z is ever ready for that. Yeah, exactly. Nathan Guessing. I think that may well be the most suitable name for him. Yep, you're a genius. A lot of people cannot do that, and I'm not into you can say sniffing around you can say the world to pick out sniff out young talent. I usually get to talk about them when I see them play on the pitch, or when I see highlights of their you can say how they are apply themselves on the pitch, and I'm able to say, okay, this is what I think this player is capable of doing. Thank you, I appreciate you all. And the next item here says, okay, Ryan Cherki to Chelsea is not happening. I'm not sure why that's the case. It sounds like that's still Nathan Geeson. Somebody called him Nathan Geeson in the chat. Why, I do not know. Or rumors were that a bid was imminent. That hasn't happened. But that's, by the way, I have Ty on the panel. Maybe let me can find out if he knows what's going on in that case. Ty, big up to you. I appreciate you finding the time to join the race. I would have preferred, again, if had it been that the report says something to the effect of Chelsea are no longer interested in signing Nathan Geeson, and not that Chelsea are not big fans of Nathan Geeson, his attitudes specifically. The other report mentioned, I don't think, I'm not going to believe that. It just doesn't make sense. I've never seen anything I could say with regards to his behavior or attitude that I'd say I don't like. Once you say attitude and you're talking about a football player, usually I say, yeah, give me that player. It's usually reflective of a player who's, or you can say, confident in his ability. That's how I see it. But let me see what else you have here. Damn, you should be a pro scout. I think he should. I'm coming to you right away, Ty. I appreciate you finding the time to join the panel. What do you make of this report? Do you think we should believe it, or do you think it's absolute nonsense? All right, it doesn't look like Ty is ready to speak. Ty, are you there?
Are you with me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. I heard what you said about bid imminent, and I have to say that a bid did happen, but it was rejected. There's a lot of
But people don't talk much about that.
yeah. There tends to be a situation where a lot of these things happen, and then like months or weeks later, you hear that, oh, a bid had happened, but it was not accepted or whatever. Obviously, it wasn't accepted. But in terms of what Nathan Gibson is saying right here, it doesn't really give you a lot of insight as to what he means. He's just saying that he's been told that they're not a fan of his attitude. There's no specifications about
But
what
I'm not
attitude.
believing that, but go ahead.
Yeah, so in terms of that, there's no clarity in what he means by attitude. Is he bad? Does he not show for training? Have they been told that he has an ego problem where he thinks he's best and he doesn't like to train? There's no specification. There's just they don't like his attitude. Anybody can say that I don't like his attitude, so I'm not going to sign it. You have to be careful and you have to take things with a pinch of salt because Nathan Gibson has also gotten a lot of things wrong. So, in terms of that, yes, it's a possibility that maybe they're looking at it on the play that he is to say that okay, fine.
Hmm. Yeah. Okay. Let's see if Bobby has anything to say with regards to that particular report here. Happy Saturday, everyone. Happy Saturday to you too. I am starting a move on from Caicedo Group. Who is with me? I'm not joining that group yet. Maybe, but just let me know the road to where the headquarters of the group is. are, but maybe let me say the road to where the headquarter of the group is. Maybe I'd consider joining in a few days, but today, no. I'm so confident we'll get the deal over the line, but we're not talking about Caicedo right now. We have that lined up. We'll get to that in a bit. Thank you, Coach, for the warm hospitality. I am thrilled to continue to contribute excitement and value to the community. We want that to happen. Bobby, coming to you. You have anything to add to this? If not, we can move on to the next item. Maybe you have something to add. But big up to you. More importantly, I appreciate you finding the time to join.
Yeah, pick up, guys. Coach and Ty. And of course, everyone in the chat. Yeah, I mean, listen, this whole who's this player? Cherki.
Ryan Cherki.
I don't see this as a problem, really. He is a player that I don't know if the club has actually bid. I know Lyon really need money. So if they bid, I'm not too sure how strongly they will reject any bid unless it's ridiculously low. And saying they don't like his attitude, well, to me, it's not bad. It's not, it's not unbelievable. Pochettino has made it very, very clear what he wants of his players. He doesn't want anybody coming to demand games. His attitude is you're here to train, and we, the coaching staff, will then see fit or not to pick you. Your focus is on if you are picked, you do everything you can at your time in the club to work for the club. In other words, something I've always been saying, you're employed by Chelsea FC, not the other way round. You're employed to work. So if part of your work and your huge salary is to sit on the bench, this is hypothetically, then so be it. So if when Pochettino was talking to him, hypothetically, he was saying things like, oh, I'm a great young talent, I expect to play, then that's going to be an attitude that's not going to be fondly received. That's how I perceive that, if the whole thing is true. So, I mean, if we're not going to bid for him, if we're not going to go for him, I think we have enough internally of that age group to be focused on and developing, in my view. Fortunately, I don't know enough about him to miss him. You know what I'm saying? So it's a little bit of what you don't know won't hurt you. Now, if he eventually becomes this barnstorming player, then we can all sit back and reminisce and say, oh gosh, I wish Chelsea had still swallowed their pride and accepted anything this guy threw at us. But at the moment, I think the club is trying its best to arrest its squad, get them into a disciplined, well-oiled unit. Nobody calling the big Charlie shots, no divas, no big wages where they can help it, no big egos. So as a fan, I have to support what's going on at the moment. I really do. The only thing my eye is firmly on is the Caicedo saga, which initially I wasn't sure what was going to happen, to be honest. But now I'm beginning to think, especially after this 80 million bid, I suspect the next bid is going to do it because Brighton's stance is softening. Even De Zerbi is not talking as strong as he was. He's talking about, oh, we've got an alternative, but he won't name it, which was something he would have
get
never
to that.
said.
Let's not give it away. We'll get to that in a bit.
Yeah, I mean, which is something, although he would have never said before. And all these people still banging on about Levi Colwill. Well, I'm sorry to disappoint you, but Levi Colwill is not even part of the conversation. He's part of Brighton social media conversation and a couple of Chelsea trolls, but he's not in the bracket. It has been made abundantly clear. And even Pochettino came out and said it again in his recent interview. This guy's not going anywhere, certainly not this summer. So forget it. It's all about the money and about Caicedo. Forget about Colwill. Nobody's talking about Colwill at any negotiation table because he's not part of the negotiation.
Mm.
Colwill is just used by some of the media as a distraction and as a reason to support Brighton playing hardball. I don't think Brighton is particularly doing anything wrong. The Colwill camp was stupid enough to sign another extension for a few extra pounds in
You
income.
mean Caicedo's camp?
Caicedo, yeah, sorry. The Caicedo camp was stupid enough to sign a 4-year deal for a few extra pounds with no release clause. So, of course, what they are getting Chelsea to pay for is length of contract. That's what this is all about. If there wasn't that length of contract, there wouldn't be this negotiation and everything won't be in Brighton's court. Where it's beginning to shift from Brighton's court is that Caicedo's camp are beginning to kick off and ask that, look, hey, these guys have dropped 80 million. You're going to keep saying no? Brighton are looking at it and thinking, okay, fair enough. This is getting into serious money territory. And one, they don't need a unhappy player in their camp who's only going to come and stink out the dressing room with his attitude. And not that Caicedo looks the type, but if you have somebody that's not really bought into your project because they want away, it's going to seep through. So it's getting to the point where it's to their advantage to sell. They've really pushed it. I have a feeling it won't go up to 100 million. They want 100 million, but pressure now is on to get rid of
Yeah.
him. So I'm thinking about 85 million will do it, personally.
Yeah, let's see where I think we'll pay close to 90, but maybe 90, but I don't think we'll pay 100 million. I love this channel, Coach Bobby, Robbie, and everyone. Thank you for saying that. I appreciate you. And if you love this channel, be sure you subscribe to Ty Talks YouTube channel. It's called Chelsea Sessions. And if you're in the chat, please go check it out. Be sure to subscribe. He's getting closer and closer to 1,000 subscribers. He says specifically they're 88 subscribers away to reach 1,000 subscribers. Let's help him get there and push him even further. Same with Tabejo's YouTube channel, the Coolest Chelsea YouTube channel. I think when he gets a chance, he share the link to his channel in the chat there. What does that even mean? His attitude. That's what I'm not so. I'm not sure. That's why I'm saying I'm not going to believe it. If we don't want him, we don't want him. And as Ty explained, we put in a bid, and it was rejected. So I think that story to me, I'm not gonna say I believe it. No, I don't. And the moment Kudus came into the picture, I've always thought maybe the Kudus will be the better signing of the two, given that he's more experienced. He comes in and we can say he's ready. But Cherki hasn't played as many, you can say, professional games as Kudus have played. So that makes a huge difference. And the club's priority seems to be Mohammed Kudus right now, of which we've heard that we're close to reaching an agreement in terms of personal terms with him. And we've also made contact with Ajax. So let's see. I don't think I believe that. But Bobby's right. You never know. There may well be, you can say, a situation where he's asking if he comes in, he wants to be playing week in, week out, and the manager doesn't want that. If Caicedo's a difficulty, why don't they shift to Lavia? I don't think Lavia, they're two different profile players the way I see it. Yes, they both can actually play in that, fulfill the DM role, but for me, if we have to go for one of the two, for me, Caicedo is will be the perfect signing for us.
Also, Coach, I think the Lavia situation has now evolved into the what's the name of that right back last season? Into the guy from Sevilla. Oh gosh, what's his name?
French international.
Yeah. Oh gosh, it just
plays for Barcelona now. What's his name?
Oh God.
Juice Koundé.
Koundé is slipped into that, in that Lavia may have been wanting to come to Chelsea, but because we've really ignored him and focused so much on Caicedo, I think now Liverpool has gone so far in their pursuit for him, his preference would now naturally be for Liverpool because they've shown more interest. In my point of view, I mean, I have no idea, but so I think we've gone so far with this Caicedo pursuit for 6 weeks, we've got to see it over the line. Money or not, we've got to pay for this guy and take this guy.
Yeah, I think he wants to come. Yeah, go ahead. But if you don't mind, if you can give me just a few seconds to catch up with what we have in the chat here, then too many. Or you want to go? You want to speak now? Up to you. Yeah, go ahead.
After you, coach.
Okay, I appreciate that, brother. Much love to you. Get Patrick Wimmer instead of Cherki. I think we'll end up getting Kudus. Just nothing, a statement as usual from the reporters. You can say, yeah, that's how I see that. Facts, Bobby, lots of love for you in the chat. Chelsea also saying hello. I'm new here, but I love what I'm seeing here. Ahmad Johnson T. Nice to see you here. I appreciate you joining. Please, as you're joining, be sure to you drop the like, or you drop a like on the stream, and also do subscribe if you haven't. Why can't Chelsea move quickly for Kudus deal? For Kudus deal, are we waiting for a bidding war from teams in the Champions League? No, I think we can. Rumors are that we're ahead in the Kudus in the race to sign Kudus. Some are saying also Arsenal is his preferred destination. No telling what's going on behind there now. Coach, what do you think of a swap deal between Humphreys and Alejandro? I don't know that name, really. Honestly, I don't know that name. I admire how Bobby presented his case with a hypothetical, okay, words that I find difficult pronouncing all the time. Hypothetical scenario, and it's indeed makes a perfect sense. You can argue that Pochettino is undoubtedly focused on fostering a collaborative and united effort with the squad. He will avoid any player that could disrupt that dynasty. Wow, dynamic, so to speak, dynamic. Raphael, some people having a conversation there. Hi, Coach. Hi to you too, Patrick Joyce. I hope you're doing well. I'm not too sure why. Maybe it doesn't measure. It did not measure the evaluation of the player. Let's see what else we have here. Santiago Muno, nice to see you. I appreciate you joining this morning. Anything else? I don't think there's much to read here. And this here from Adeyemi Ario says, hello, Coach, hello to you too. Can we just make a final bid of 85 million? And if rejected, let's look at other targets like Edson Alvarez. I am not even sure Caicedo is worth 80 million pounds. Remember, Kukurea, we overpaid. Big up to you too, Michi Boy. I hope you're doing well. And if you're in the chat, please go check out Michi Boy's YouTube channel. And yep, like I said, I don't even to remind you guys, you can always share the link to your channel. Just tell people to go check it out. And if I have time, if I have the energy, I'll speak more about it. But Michi, nice to see you. Willie Bo says, how are you doing today? I'm doing well. My son is feeling way better. And I think in a day or two, one more day or 2 days or two more days, I think it'd be even better. I was watching World Cup football. Okay, enjoy it. Okay, they're having a conversation there. Anything else? I don't think there's anything else to address here. I haven't said good morning to Supreme Course. Morning to you, Supreme Course. And Ebel Nakitari on my side. I trust Kudus than Moises. Wow, some comment there. But I appreciate you joining the show, Ebel. Keep dropping the likes on the stream. I'm going to come to you. You were saying something. Tabeo, I'm going to let you come in where you want to come in. Well, not just, you don't have to start from by talking about Ryan Cherki, but you go ahead.
Yeah, before saying anything, we just have breaking news. Chelsea have agreed a deal worth 23.5 million to sign Rennes midfielder Leslie Ogochukwu. But
the second pronunciation is just perfect because I know the meaning. And
is he for the youth team and therefore Strasbourg?
No, it's going to loan. Apparently, they're gonna loan him to Strasbourg, but we'll never know. Let's see.
Yeah.
But I wanted to say something to Bobby. Like, I know Lavia is a good player, but I have an issue. Chelsea buying Lavia, who is similar age with Andre Santos. So, if, for example, if we buy Lavia and then we buy Caicedo, what will happen to Andre Santos?
And
That's
I'd
my
say,
issue.
Bobby, that's a good counter argument to what you. But Bobby's just making a statement. He's just explaining what he believes is the case with our pursuit of Andre Santos.
Yeah, yeah.
But
I'm
if we're
not saying we
comparing
should
them
go
two,
for
I'd
it.
rather we keep Santos. I think you're very correct. Santos is more physical of the two, actually, from what I've seen. But go ahead.
Yeah, but isn't it what I said, that
Mm.
we are at a point where we've got enough of our own talents now to focus on, and I don't think Lavia is an issue for us anymore. We just need to conclude the Caicedo deal. I said that I'm not really into the Lavia camp at this point in time.
Yeah, go ahead, Tebejo.
I think I'm done now.
Okay, that's quick. Okay, you want to talk about what the report we're hearing about Ryan Cherki?
About Cherki, I don't know what is happening, to be honest. Like his attitude and stuff, where that come from. But again, hopefully we'll get a clear message or a clear idea what is happening in the background, because I never heard something about his attitude problem.
Yeah, I think it's just hypothetical, like Bobby said. We're not too sure what happened. I think for me, I think probably because we prefer signing Mohammed Kudus over Ryan Cherki. But I don't know. Don't worry, guys. We're going to get Moises Caicedo. Mark my words, and that's the real mafia. Okay, well, I remember you said that. Ugochukwu is a big boy. I don't know him honestly, but it looks like you watch a lot of the French. Games in the French league. You know a lot of players there. Yeah, I don't know him honestly. But for 25, I think we're actually investing quite a lot in young talents, really. That's for the future. Finally, getting a player with height, but he's not joining our first team. Rumors are that he goes out on loan. Let me see that. Breaking news: Chelsea have agreed, and thank you for sharing that, Tabejo. Have agreed a deal worth around 23.5 million pounds to sign Rennes midfielder Leslie Ugochukwu. A medical is scheduled next week, scheduled for the next 24 hours. So I'm not sure. Nothing there says he joins Strasbourg. But I thought somebody on the panel, you said that, Tabelo. You said he'd be joining Strasbourg on loan.
Yes, this is just journalist called Fabrice. I forgot his surname. He said he is likely to go on loan to Strasbourg.
Okay, let's see. I don't know him. I don't know how good he is. I can't present any solid argument with regards to whether the club should keep him or not. People, please go check out Mitchell Boy's YouTube channel. Sister show to Chelsea Perspective. You could call it that. Give him subscribe to his channel. You can see sometimes Bobby is there. Sometimes I think Taberho too. I've seen Roger there. All the panelists you see there, a lot of times they are there. So yeah, you can call that a sister channel to Chelsea Perspective. Much love to you, Mitchell Boy. Just found out that Chelsea versus Fulham is early tomorrow at 7:45 p.m. UK time. So 7:45 p.m. should be what time? Around 11:45 a.m. my time. Okay, keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. What's the point of buying a lot of players, but don't buy a goalkeeper? It's like you buy a lot of new stuff for your house, but leave the door open or the roof open. You're gonna lose them all anyway. We're not buying all of them.
Can I answer that a bit, Coach?
Okay,
and
you go ahead,
this
Bobby.
is just playing devil's advocate, because as you know, I've come on your platform and I've often spoken of a goalkeeper, and you know what I think about Kepa, which is not really a lot. But with Slonina going away for a year's loan to a club where he's definitely going to have to exercise a lot of his goalkeeping skills, and with it not looking as if we're interested too much in investing in another number one, and it just seems that what we are looking at is either our young goalkeepers coming through or Kepa and Bertinelli. Now, to me, that's risky in terms of our Premier League ambitions, but that could be where we are now. So it wouldn't surprise me, it would disappoint me, But it wouldn't surprise me if we go into the season not but having bought a goalkeeper. It wouldn't surprise me at all. It would disappoint.
I honestly do not see a world where this transfer window shuts and we don't sign a goalkeeper.
Well, I hope not. I hope not.
You know why? I know it's easy for people to just conclude it doesn't look like we signed a goalkeeper because of Mauricio Pochettino's comment. And I've addressed that. I've told them, look, he's not going to come out in public and say,
Exactly.
yeah, well,
no
Kepa has been underperforming. We're looking to sign another goalkeeper. He will never do that. I don't see us. If anything, if we're not looking to sign another goalkeeper, I think what's his name, Slonina would have stayed. That's my opinion. But let me ask you, Ty, do you see again where a situation where the transfer window shuts and we're not going to sign another goalkeeper?
I think we will.
That's a quick one from Ty. He looks like he's enjoying a meal, and I just disturbed him. How about you, Tobeho? Do you see a situation where this particular transfer window shuts and we're not going to sign a goalkeeper? I don't see that.
I agree with Ty. It's like we are likely to sign a new goalkeeper because we have Kepa, we have Martinelli, who is not at the prison at the moment. Also, we have a bunch of kids of goalkeepers. So I don't see Chelsea taking a risk not buying a new goalkeeper, because if Kepa get injured or is not available, what will we do? So we should be careful on that. But as reports were saying, Pochettino want to work with Kepa first, then he can choose what to do next. So let's hope and see.
And I'm gonna go ahead and say this. Two things. I still believe we'll sign a goalkeeper, and I still believe we'll sign a goalkeeper that will be starting over Kepa Arrizabalaga. That is just my opinion. I don't see us signing a new goalkeeper and that goalkeeper will come in to be the second choice goalkeeper. No, I think we'll go for a better goalkeeper. I'm sure Pochettino is well acquainted with Kepa Arrizabalaга's deficiencies and would want a goalkeeper who doesn't lack in that aspect, if that makes sense. But that's, by the way, keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. So I'm not really concerned, really. But I get Bobby's concerned. Yep, he will. If you get into a fight with whether we should keep Kepa or not, Bobby will win. He's basically Kiefer Thuram's a clone, a physical. Okay, he's basically his a clone physically, but raw. He's not ready. That's why probably we're sending him out on loan. Man, why can't we buy Thuram again? As looks like again they're looking at the profile now. At least I'm happy. Maybe we'll get him. I'm not too sure. Coach, is Colwell injured? And do you think Poch should now be playing the starting 11? He will most likely play against Liverpool. Chances are he probably knows who leaves and who stays. So that's a chance we'll see the starting 11 that will play against Liverpool. Come the day we'll play our first league game of the season. But chances are he may well still want to look at one or two players more. We don't know. But if by now he has a good idea of who leaves and he stays, then we'll see the most likely starting 11 against Liverpool. Big up to you, the Prince is here. Big up to you, the Prince. Big up everyone, and big up Chelsea family. Please press the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. 74 likes, 26 more to get it to 100. Let's get it there and shoot for 200. Breaking news: Chelsea have agreed a deal worth around 23.5 million. I think we've addressed that, but thank you for bringing that up. Leslie Ugochukwu, medical is scheduled for the next 24 hours. It's interesting to see whether he joins us. I learned that Cherki to Chelsea, the deal is off. Yep, that's the truth. Why, we do not know. Reports are that the club's hierarchy, they don't like his attitude. Ben Chilwell looks likely to be the new captain. That is just your opinion, but his campaign is good. I noticed again, you can say it's more like politics now. The way he is speaking out every now and then, something is cooking. No, that is just, maybe I'd say that is just him showing that he's capable of leading the team as the captain. There are other options there. I wouldn't count out leave out again Thiago Silva and Reece James when you talk about who will become the next Chelsea captain. I just don't know, but yeah, Ben Chilwell, good campaign from him. Finally, we have a CDM. You could argue, but his rumors are that he goes out on loan. Just having a conversation. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go along with. Wow, I don't know him that much to compare him to Yaya Touré, but that's a good comparison. Again, that comparison shows we may well have signed a gem there, but it remains to be seen. Interesting. He's got potential as a DM. Will he be part of the squad? Though I don't know. Rumors are that we'll send him to Strasbourg on loan. Emi Martinez is the best option right now, around 60 million. Some people think so, but I think for me, I'd take our Diogo Costa over him. We are paying a lot for that kid. He's not ready. He should be like 10 to 15 million. But maybe because we're Chelsea and we're known to pay premium, so whenever any clubs, again, we go for any club's player, they up the price. Both are too old for us now, but maybe the goalkeeping department will make an exception there. Yes, we don't sign over 23s. Yeah, that's obvious, really. I keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. 77, 78 likes, 22 more to get it to 100. Let's make it happen and then shoot for 200. I've resigned to accept that Kepa will be in goal next season. It is what it is. The goalkeeper market isn't impressive, to be honest. I think we'll still sign another goalkeeper. Martinez, that's from Jason Belgrave. Justin, nice to see you here. I think that's the first time I'm seeing you in the chat, at least. Let me just put it that way. Chilwell is just a very marketable. Maybe James isn't marketable. If he isn't, in what sense? I want to hear from you. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go along with. Coach, you said before you like the X factor and over the edge attitude of Emi Martinez. I like that, but if you're comparing them, I think from what I've seen so far, correct me if I'm wrong, it just seems as if Diogo Costa is better with the ball on his feet, and that's important to the way we've seen, or the way we know that Mauricio Pochettino likes to approach the game, if that makes sense. As for Martinez, I like his attitude, but I'm not too sure with regards to his ability on the ball. So let's see what next we have lined up here. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. 20 more likes to get it to 100. Let's get it there and shoot for 200. There you go. Let's talk about the woolly mammoth in the room, or if you like, the elephant in the room, or whatever you want to call it. Brighton's hard stance is a source of growing frustration for Moises Caicedo. I think we've heard that 1,000 times already. If anything, it's just a bit of a twist to it, maybe rephrased, maybe recycled, but rephrased. That's just the difference there. There's nothing new there. Let's see if there's anything new with regards to that. It's just it. So let's talk about it. Let's start with you, Tobeho. Your thoughts. Where again, if you think, can you educate us? Where are we at with the Moises Caicedo pursuit? Rumors are that we're preparing for a new and improved bid, and that will be our last push to get the deal over the line. And if they reject that one, rumors are that we'll walk away. But your thoughts, Tobeho?
To be honest, my thoughts about this, we have been getting so much reports about Moises Caicedo. This day ago, Tom Redding, I think it's Tom Redding, he said Chelsea will walk away to this deal. After a few hours, he said Chelsea will push for this deal. So you clearly can see these journalists don't know nothing about this deal. They're just guessing around. But as an opinion from my side, I think what is happening in Brighton, due to they want Levi Colwell, they also Moises Caicedo signed a new contract in I think in February. So the 100 million or nothing. So unfortunately, Chelsea have to pay this price, or they won't get him. Simple as that. I know it might be painful to pay 100 million for him, but again, This is their price tag. We have to respect them. Same as what we did with Mason Mount, Kai Havertz, you name them. Every player have their own prices, and then Brighton have their own right to value this player for 100 million. So unfortunately, i- if Chelsea are very serious about this deal, they have to pay the asking fee, and and it's too late for us to walk away unless we have a better deal. If we don't have a better deal, just pay the asking fee and no more dealing with Brighton. Because if we walk away and then get an average defensive midfielder, oh man, our fan base are gonna lose their mind. So hopefully, I hope Chelsea they know what they are doing in terms of Mason Caicedo. Also, this kid needs to help us push Brighton, but in a respectful way. Just put a pressure on Brighton that I want to go, guys. You promised me that you let me go, and then this gentleman agreement also. Man, this players man, it's nonsense. As long as they never release clause, teams are gonna backstab you. Look what is happening now. Even Hurricane have the same situation. So I hope Mrs. Caicedo learn from that. If you don't put a release clause on a contract, your team gonna backstab you.
Yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate you saying that. And if you're in the chat, remember, once we switch topic, I will most likely scroll to the very bottom. So I don't want a situation where after switching topic, I'd still be reading stuff from the previous topic, and then we'll be going back and forth. I think I've taken my time to look at it again. It will be helpful to always, scroll to the very bottom to make sure the next item I read will be aligned. I'm sorry, but Casado playing in a friendly doesn't show frustration to me. From who? Frustration on Brighton side. I guess that's what you're saying. So, Bobby, there you go. We're talking about the woolly mammoth in the room now. We need Casado. 100 million is worth it, if you ask me. Game fee. Okay, Bobby, your thoughts were there. Now, give us your thoughts on the whole situation from whatever angle you wish to.
Well, as far as that's concerned, I thought the woolly mammoth was the whole Lukaku thing, but the other woolly mammoth,
Oh
I
yeah,
guess,
woolly
is this.
mammoth. I think this one has, you can say, have become one too, unfortunately. But go
Yeah.
ahead.
Well,
Lukaku
look,
is the
it's
main
quite
mammoth.
clear.
Yeah.
It's quite clear. You know, people are saying, "Oh, what about the Mason Mount or Kai Havertz?" Look, none of those players had this length of contract. What we are paying is the length of contract tax. It's got nothing to do with Moises Caicedo. Moises Caicedo is a political tool that was mentioned at one point in the beginning. I think it's more Chelsea fans that are running with that now. Brighton are not asking for Caicedo. They've got their for Colwell. They've got their answer for Colwell. They've bought another left centre back. You know, I think people need to drop that narrative. It's a waste of breath. Colwell is going nowhere. What is it about that you don't understand? He is not part of this deal. The deal is a money deal, and they're playing hardball naturally to drive up the price as high as they can. Now, people are saying, why can't Caicedo people start kicking off? Well, they are a little bit, you know, but you know, even they're limited because they look a bit stupid now. They signed that deal. Nobody told them to sign it as such. They signed it, or rather, nobody forced them. They may have been tricked, but they signed it. They didn't do their due diligence. So for them to kick off too much will make them look even worse. So they have to be a little bit more measured in how they put pressure. Now they've put pressure, if rumors to be believed, that look, these guys have come with 80, surely that's enough to release him. And it seems to be that Brighton have softened a little bit with what De Zerbi said, the fact that they've also got a replacement target. And I personally believe, I could be wrong, but I personally believe that another Chelsea bid, 85 million, maybe north of 85 million, something like that, will get this deal done, in my opinion. I mean, I don't know. I'm not Brighton. I don't know what they're thinking. But I don't see it as healthy for them to continuously turn down bids, especially when they start walking into this sort of territory of finances. So I have more confidence, if that's the right word, now than I've ever had since this whole thing started 6 weeks ago. Now, the issue here is, what is Chelsea going to bid? If they're going to do something silly like, we'll keep at 80 million and then do 5 million in add-ons, then they're provoking the situation. But if they up the cash and then add-ons, it's just too attractive for Brighton to say no. It's so many 1,000% profit that we talk of pure profit by selling our academy guys. I mean, this is beyond pure profit. So I think it's a matter of what Chelsea bid next that should do this deal. And that's it. I think as far as the midfield is concerned, we are probably in a position where we have to see this deal through, because let's face it, there's nobody else at this current point in time that fits the bill for Chelsea out there for us to get more than Caicedo. So we've been on this for 6 weeks. We have to see it through. If we don't see it through, it just makes the club look even more stupid than it has ever looked.
Yeah.
So we have to see it through. Now, oh gosh, my trend of thought, what was I going to say? Oh dear, what does that mean for us? Well, one thing's for sure is that if we do get this guy, he has to stand and deliver. He's put a little bit of pressure is put on him now. He has to stand and deliver, number one. And number two, Chelsea probably have to pin a buyout clause on him for about 300 million because we now see the value of having that leverage when you have a length of contract, which is all this is about. If he had like a year left on his contract, we wouldn't be having this conversation. Even 2 years. But 4 years, really? I mean, it's like, that's why we had to pay so much for Enzo. Enzo had been in Benfica, about a month or just over a month, and then we came calling. So of course and in January. So of course the price was going to be astronomical. So that's where we are. It is what it is. The club needs to now, we've sold 14 and 15 players and counting. Let a lot of things off the wage bill. It's expensive. It's but sometimes you got to do what you got to do. It's like pulling off a plaster. Pull the plaster off now rather than elongate it, and get your players so we can move on to be talking of other things, and Pochettino can settle his squad and build on progress for the next season.
Yeah, I agree with you. And this here, I think Boehly have not supported Poch. That is just your opinion. If you're listening to Poch speak, well, how about the part where he says we're working again hard behind the scenes to bring in reinforcements? Honestly, I'll say that
Nicholas
again.
Jackson is enough evidence that they supported Poch, so that was a Poch selection.
Yeah, exactly. So we don't have to sign the whole world for you to know whether they're supporting him. I think they're supporting him in so many ways. The 15, 20, 25 million spent on this 15, 20, 25 million spent on these young players are good for the future. And the signings are for the future too, if we're being honest. So thank you for saying that. Big up to you too, Chelsea. All the way, I appreciate you joining. Here we go. What do you think, Coach? I think it's a good signing, one for the future, according to what everybody in the chat have said. And I think we're picking these gems, paying the you can say premium for them if you prefer, even not minding that they're still very raw and their age. And again, the signings for the future. Then we're not signing all of them to come join the first team. It's as simple as that. Let's see. Pochettino has been backed. That's just the truth. Of course, that could change, but it was ideal that reinforcement were brought in before preseason, and that is not happening. I think this was still, again, signings were still coming. How can Caicedo play and be all good, happy, etc. If he really wanted to cause a fuss, would be different. I'm not sure what to read into his attitude when he played for Brighton, but I didn't watch that game. I have to be honest. It's undecided at the stage whether Ugochukwu will go straight into the first team squad or go on loan. I've seen a report now
Caicedo
on my.
has
I've seen a
Caicedo
report on.
has to keep his fitness. Sure, I mean, you can't
Yeah,
expect him to just hang around and be unfit. He's still a footballer. If
he
he
has to
comes
be
to Chelsea
professional too.
tomorrow, he wants to be able to hit the ground running. So him playing for Brighton yesterday is a good thing. I don't see anything wrong with that at
And he
all.
has to be professional too. Again,
Yeah.
I still think we'll get that deal over the line. If he ends up not coming, yeah, it's not the end of the world. It's undecided. I've seen a report, like I said, on my iPad that says I think he goes out on loan to Strasbourg. Pochettino never gets back. I think that is just you. And yeah, we've addressed that one there. What else do we have here? Chelsea agreed 20. Yep, for Leslie Ugochukwu from Rennes, another 19-year-old one for the future. Just we're not signing him for him to be part of the first team, but I get your frustration. Larry Saul is better than Chilwell and Kukurea. I would argue the same. He's better on the ball. They're just more experienced. He's again, even when he played in the left back position, actually, he's done better than them. The way he shoots the ball, his vision, and now I know that update and Kudus, not a new rumors are that we're close to agreeing personal terms with him. West London derby tomorrow. Yeah, you're having a conversation with somebody there. Keep dropping the likes on the stream. We need experienced balling experience from high school. You're just mixing things up. I'm gonna ask you this: how many young players under 19s we've signed? There's Kendrick Price. Is he gonna be part of the first team? No. Will all the young players who signed be part of the first team? Absolutely not, and you know that. So I think you're not helping your mental state by reading too much into the young players who signing. They're signing for the future, and the fact that we need to sign experienced players, or the fact that the manager and the fans are calling for the club to sign experienced players, doesn't mean if we see such gems as a Gochukwu, Kendrick Pies, and others that we've signed, we shouldn't go for them. No. We're big enough to still get those wrapped up and then still sign experienced players for the first team. But I think we'll be all right. I'm not really concerned. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes still go a long way. And Chimera here says, it's clear Brighton don't want to sell Caicedo. We need to move on from him. We should have secured Felix with that 80 million we're offering for Caicedo. Wow. Okay. Yeah. Here's the thing. They will never play it like they want to sell him. And the fact is they want to sell him. If they're asking for a certain amount, it simply means they want to sell him. I'm just going to say that and move on from that. Chelsea have to win the next game, or else we lose the Premier League summer series. Okay. Getting rid of Stinkface is back in Porch. Yeah, that's a huge. And Naku, nice to see you. I like the profile of the Ugochukwu. I think exactly what we need. Aerial ball winner in midfield and good at defending. If we can get someone more experienced with similar profile, I am good. And I'm sure you've heard that when we haven't signed him for him to join us, he goes out on loan. 23 million is a lot to pay to go to Strasbourg. But I wouldn't say that because Strasbourg is Chelsea's sister club. Just 1 second, I have just 3 more items if you don't mind. But the squad from the start is not in any shape or form ready to compete for the Premier League. And you think they don't know that? At least they should have given him the tools to compete. They are working on it. That doesn't mean we should go give Brighton 120 million because we want a back Poch. I don't think that's the case. The fact that the players aren't being brought in of right now makes this worse. Okay, because the manager wants us to compete right now and knows that time is earned, not given. There is a disconnect. That is just your opinion. We're not built to compete for title now. It's a project made 2-3 years, but there's a chance for us to compete. But this makes more sense. You have to be patient. If you expect us to be firing on all cylinders come again by the time the season starts, I think you are setting yourself, you could say, to end up experiencing a heartbreak. We need Kudus, innocent Adzomax, I hope we get him over the line. We are signing for the future. What about the present? Caicedo, number one target. Okay, what do you want? Should we give them 100 million? Is that going to make you happy? Here's the thing. I'm going to say this. I think the club have found a way to keep all their, you can say the players they're looking to sign under the wraps. And the fact that the fan base don't know those players, I think that's where our frustrations stem from. That is just my opinion. But I'm going to come to you, Tabeho. You were saying something. You go ahead.
Yeah, I've just read some few reports now, like from Nisa Cancelo said it's unclear whether he's going to on loan or stay at Chelsea, even the Athletic. But also, I was reading something. The kid wanted to move out at the Rennes because he felt that they didn't get more game time last season. So let's see what the club will decide. I'll respect anything. Whether he stays or leaves, it's up to the club. But what a good signing, unknown player, unknown talent. We move on rather than getting these big name players who we know about. Maybe they might do well, maybe they might fail, and then paying them big money and failing. Yeah, man, we're gonna get cooked from rival fans. So I rather buy these kids.
Well, the future is bright. I've always said that, and I think that the immediate future actually will be better than a lot of people believe. I didn't say that. Only could say his expectation is to challenge for the title and win cup. But I think he's changed his mind since that statement. I don't remember saying that. If you can show me a clip where I say that, I'll do a $50 giveaway. We are patient, but the Chelsea fan base will ask for Poch to be sacked if he won't be able to win the Premier League title in the second season. That's a long way to go. I'm just my concern is again is it's a current season, and I believe we'll do well than a lot of people think we'll do. Coach, that's the point. So we are not equipped at all, but we're still working on it. I think we're equipped. We need actually. Let's assume if we're able to get Caicedo over the line and get a goalkeeper, I think we're good to go. Really, that's just my opinion. We don't need to sign too many players, and that's why you're not seeing too many incomings. But I still think we'll sign at least 3 players. And just remember, I told you that. But we're all entitled, you could say, to see situation how we'll again differently. We see after all, we see things from different lenses. So it doesn't. Yeah, you see it differently. I see it differently. In my opinion, I don't think we have again a lot of problems. Actually, we have a good squad. We just need a few signings here and there. You could say to be ready to compete. Kudus deal will be great. It looks like it's going to happen at least at this point. Ty, if you're there, I don't know if you've spoken. What do you make of the Caicedo situation? Take it from whatever angle you feel like. I'm sure you saw the report I had on the screen there. I think I'll open it again. Just give me 1 second. Sorry about that. There you go. This one here. So what do you make of it? And there's other rumors saying we're planning. Okay, that's not it. I don't have that lined up. But overall, what do you make of it?
Well, if I'm still here, that's what you think of me now, coach.
No,
think I
because
would
you're
just
always
leave like
probably joining from work or at school or somewhere. I don't know.
To crushing.
Yeah, let's tie drop. I'll come to you next time, Dan, if you don't mind. Go ahead.
I've been sitting here for the past 30 minutes just listening to what Bobby and Tobago has been saying about this whole thing, and I have agreed with everything that's been said, especially the fact that they're not going to operate in Brighton not going to operate in a way to say that they want to sell the player. You can't do that. The moment you've done that, you've already lost the battle as the selling club or the club that is the parent club of the player. You can't do that because that's giving ammunition to the supposed buyer or the person or the entity or whatever, the company, whatever the buyer is, in terms of as a group, if it's collectively or not. You've already lost that battle. So yes, there is a deal to be done. It's not a matter of they will not sell the player or they're not going to sell the player if a bid comes in. they want what they want. It doesn't mean that they're going to get what they want, because you don't get what you want all the time. And if there's a compromise that can be made, there can be one. There's other reports saying that Caicedo and his representatives are also starting to push for it. He's starting to do his little work to try to, you know, persuade Brighton to, lower their demands or reduce it to some level, and let a deal be more likely to happen, and let the possibility of him leaving the club higher, because and you classify it as, and a lot of people have classified it as well, as a gentleman's agreement, where they had a little pact, I'm gonna call it that, and it's a case of you can stay until the end of the season, and then in the summer we'll get you that move that you want, or we'll allow you to get the move that you want. And right now that's Chelsea, and obviously the situation is like that. But yes, I'm not surprised that Brighton are doing this, and Tobago made a valid point. At the end of the day, they have a right to ask for what they want, and I love the examples you gave. Mason Mount, Kai Havertz, we stuck to our demands. We didn't get exactly what we wanted, but we did get very close to it. And in terms of what they're doing right now, that's not really very important. The important thing is that we stood to our ground, and we got the fee that we wanted for both. So Brighton are doing the exact same thing that we're doing, and a lot of the fans are frustrated, and I get it. But at the same time, you have to be consistent. If you want your club to be getting the most that they can get by selling one of the most promising players, and a young player at that, and a player that's been integral in what they're doing, you have to understand that they're not going to just let the player leave for cheap or just for anything. So yes, the player wants to move, but at the end of the day, they have the final say. He could beg, he could make another public statement saying that about how many siblings he has and having to take care of family or whatever the case may be. At the end of the day, Brighton have the responsibility. His future is tied there on a contractual basis, so it's not a situation where they have to sell. It's just a matter of, if they allow the sale to happen, then it happens. So yes, I think Caicedo can come to the club, and I think he will. But it all comes down to what the club decides to do and what Brighton are willing to. But they obviously deserve it, and officials at Brighton are starting to give indication that, what, if something clicks, if a bid comes in that they cannot turn down, he's gone. And based on what we were hearing last week, the stance has obviously changed. It was from, if Tony Bloom has told me that this is the situation, then I will accept it. But right now we're going into the season with Caicedo a part of our plans at Brighton. That's just a situation. It was never going to be easy, and if you thought it was going to be easy, then I'm sorry to tell you, the expectations were very high, because it's worse than the Leicester City deal with Fofana, because the whole basis of it is different. Yes, they both signed a contract the same year that we approached, but at the end of the day, the club has all right to ask for what they want. And yes, the narrative around other players did not help, but it's just reality. That's how the business world of football is. It's about money now, and how much you can get, whether as a player or as a selling club or buying club. It depends. It depends on it. That's just it. But I'm loving the little drama between the Brighton and Chelsea thing for Caicedo, and I still think that a deal can be done. It's just about how long. And like you said, Coach, the transfer market it's going to be open for at least a month still. So it's there's not much of a rush right now. It's just a matter if you want the player as soon as possible, which obviously the club does. But we could still get the player by the end of the window. It could be another Enzo Fernandez. Anything's possible.
Yeah, but I agree with you. It's complicated. It's not that simple. Yes, people, 8 more likes to get to 100. I got a few of what we have in the chat, and then I'll bring Danny in to speak. I am cool getting keys as long as our priorities are still clear about where we need it to be. The priority right now is to bolster the squad or to compete in. That has not happened. But do you think whether we're working on getting ensuring that that happens? There's no way you can tell what's going on behind the scenes. It's just like I said. I think our frustration is the fact that we don't know what's really going on, if that makes sense. Let's see what else we have here. We end up winning the title. Yeah, well, I'm not saying we will, but there's no talent. We're in it, so there's a chance we win it. The chance will always be there. It's as simple as that. We simply cannot go into the new season with Gallagher and Nkunku as midfielders. But let's see what the club does. Aim for top 4. Great job, Coach Landfield. I appreciate you saying that. Chelsea still wanted to sign França, according to Athletic. Yep, I think we'll get to that particular report in a bit. Top 5 will do, but even at that, it takes years to mature. But if we mix it up properly, we still compete and be you could say, and achieve something this season. Kudus will fit our system because he can play in different roles. And I hope we're signing. Rumors are that we're working to sign him, close to agreeing in personal terms with him. We've spoken, made contact with Ajax, but let's see, nothing new has emerged since. But there are conflicting rumors, reports. Some reports are saying that he prefers going to Arsenal than come to Chelsea, but no way to confirm that. Those reports. We started last year, we had to change. I agree with you. Why not use the 23 million to sign 19-year-old and complete the Caicedo deal, then start looking at the future with all the kids. Top 4 should be a must. We don't know what the target for the manager is. I go for Kudus after Caicedo, but let's see what the club does. Ty has shared the link to his channel again. It's there in the chat there. Please go check it out. Be sure to subscribe. Let's help him get to 100. No matter who you are there, Lemfield, Code Web, all of you, if you haven't subscribed to Tytalk's YouTube channel, please go check it out and subscribe. Coach Panel, understand my point. I do. I think I do. And that's why I say you're entitled to your opinion. But I think our opinions differ, which is natural. And maybe I'm a bit open. And believe me, I see where you're coming from. And you say top 4 is same. Top 4 is same that Poch achieved at Spurs. Chelsea fans will question if he can win the title or not. So he's not equipped to win. But people will blame Poch eventually. I don't think it's actually time to start arguing whether he's equipped to win or not. The transfer window still a long way to go. Honestly, believe me, we will get at least 3 players by the time the transfer window shuts. And believe me, I get where you're coming from. Cherki's deal is off. Yep, I've seen that. Coach, what about the player in at Everton to replace Caicedo? You're talking about Amadou Onana. I'm not sure if we're looking to sign him, really. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes still go a long way. Just finish in Champions League or Europa League, anything in the top 10 is an improvement. But I think we'll do better than that. That's just my opinion. We'll see what happens when, say, Jackson balls out, scores 30 goals. If a bigger team like Barca wants him, we'll only pay 40. We'll only pay 40K a week. What will we do? Give him an improved contract, maybe. That's when we will know what project this truly is. Maybe. I think I agree with you. Igugu says that if Enzo costs us 105 million, I think it's not a bad idea for Moises Caicedo to cost around that as well. Enzo is a World Cup winner. Caicedo isn't. Let's get Moises around that price as well. Tie him down with an 8-year contract, and put you can say £2 billion buyout clause. Chubike, okay, nice to see you. Again, I like your name because I know the meaning of both your first name and last name. What is happening to the Michael Olise deal? I don't know. That one, again, it has fizzled out. Nothing new there, but let's see what happens. It took us over a month to start bidding higher than 70 million, which was already rejected for Arsenal before the contract extension. Chelsea should have known that 70 was never enough, but beat there anyway. It's a starting point. Maybe when you go for the third one, they take it. That is just my opinion. Let's be honest. If we go for Caicedo in January, he would have had a better impact than Enzo. Okay, some argument right there. Let's see What else we have here? Enzo had a World Cup tax too. Yep, you could argue that. But big up to you. Nice to see you, Carlito. I appreciate you joining the show. Lateness is greatness. Thank you so much. And if you haven't, please go check out Worldwide Charles. Be sure to subscribe. Carlito is the co-owner of Worldwide Charles YouTube channel. You guys know that I'm friends and brothers. You can say brother. I see Sadiq as my bro. So the two channels have good relationships. So if you can go check it out and subscribe, I'd really appreciate that. It's full house now, plus 2 more people joining. We'll talk about that in advance, and I'm looking forward to be part of the barbecue show next time. And yeah, let's see what happens. No space now because 2 more people will join in a bit right now. And trust me, bro. World Cup and Benfica tax, you could argue that. Let's see what else we have here. Who haven't spoken about the Caicedo? Okay, Dan, there you go. Dan, you have the floor. You go ahead.
Big up my brother, coach. I know I've been waiting, but it's all love, and just to say I can't wait to speak. But big up to everyone in the chat, and big up to everyone in the lobby. Yeah. Just quickly to say about Caicedo situation, coach. Yeah. The situation with Caicedo. Yeah. Could we just everyone just be patient on this player? He wants Chelsea move. He wants to move to Chelsea. We all know that he's trying to push to agreement to come to Chelsea Football Club, and that he wants to move. Any day, yeah, they're trying to sort out the financial right of agreement on the player. What's best option? We know he's not a 100 million player, but the thing is, I'm not going to keep talking about the situation all the time with these players and that, yeah, because I'm getting fed up with it, actually, coach. Well, I'm really getting fed up with it. You know, like I've been hearing everyone talking about Caicedo for weeks, for months and months on. But it's annoying that when we go into the Twitter to look at Fabio Romero, here we go, situation like Caicedo. We know it's happening. We know it's happening. We know he'll be a Chelsea player. But any time they're sorting out other players to bring in, like Pochettino, it came out after the game against Brighton and said he needs more experienced players in the club. So they are literally looking for players to bring in, like Cherki. Then we've got the Michael Elye, is it from Crystal Palace coach? They're looking at him, found out he's injured, and so they're looking at other options. We know we need 2 DMs, and we need a goalkeeper, yeah, for a backup for Kepa. I would like to see a goalkeeper actually who could compete with Kepa, who could be our first main target for goalkeeper, and also looking for just like a potential white centre back for Wesley Fofana. So because we know Wesley Fofana is injured, and I'll get well soon to him, but he should have got the operation on the ACL last season to sort this knee injury what he's got, so he could come in field. But everyone has to understand he's still young, and he will recover from the ACL. So we are looking at options on players, and it's good news we signed a 19-year-old from Rennes. He looks like a good player, but we know he's not a first-team player. It's just for the future, for coming years to come play for our club. And then also people crying out for a striker. Where with a striker, we got Jackson. Everyone thought Jackson, yeah, we didn't know this guy. But when he's come in, he's been class in pre-season. And me and Bobby Smoke on Twitter Space the other night, wasn't it, Bobby? Big up, Bobby. Yeah, we actually spoke about all this, didn't we? And fair enough, yes, we do need another striker, but
yeah, big up, Dan. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, big up, Mama Geezer. But the thing is, right, we need Broja, right? We need to look at Broja's situation, right? We see the Denzel for the first couple of games, he scored a goal, yeah? And we know he ain't a potentially that he was like thing, and he got an injury, ACL injury for the whole year. We don't know if Broja might come back as a much better player, as a striker. So him and Jackson might with Broja might actually surprise us with Nkunku in that middle. And you got Modric, like looks like he's coming to be incredible player. We've seen him in the pre-season. What a lovely 1-2 touch with Jackson. How they're both played 1-2 touches together, like they adapted together, and scored a lovely volley, and it went in against Brighton. So yes, we are in need for players, but like me and Bobby said, yeah, and especially on Twitter, didn't we, Bobby? Just be patient. Patience is what you need. Once they sort out, because Faville, like we said, didn't we, Bobby? Yeah, Faville has left the club. Yeah, I feel sorry for the guy. He never really got back and never got the job done at Chelsea Football Club, and also, as you know, he wanted Nagelsmann. He wanted all these other players in, but they didn't listen to him. So they all of a sudden went to Stanley. But me and Bobby said yesterday on Twitter Space, as a Brighton director, you've been for the club for over so many years. You know these owners, yeah, how much they're control. They're really clever. It's like a betting shop, Coach Hillier, yeah, where they go poker and they invest, they win the money, and then they'll add more money towards the poker table, yeah, to win more money. It's like doing it onto Brighton players. That's what they do. They invest big money. As we all know, players ain't 100 million. But in this price tag now, in coming seasons, you're going to see a lot of players on high money to buy in the future. And someone come up to me and said, "You're wrong." I was saying, "Well, how could I be wrong? If Enzo Fernandez was 120 million, he won't worth 120 million, but we paid the 100 million price. So am I wrong there?" And he goes, "Oh no, I agree on that." So, like, as you know, this is what I've been asking questions. Yeah. Do you think big players in price tags worth more money than players like Enzo, who ain't a big name for themselves yet, are earning that kind of money like big players? No, you don't. So the big players, yeah, like Cristiano Ronaldo was still at his prime age, yeah, and you went in there and paid 200. Like Mbappe, they want 200 million, yeah, for age 23 years of age. He's a big name star for himself, yeah, because what he's done for PSG, right? You got the Neymars, you got like the Ferratis, who's left. You got this Marquinhos, and we could name everything like Donnarumma. But the thing is, yeah, all these big names, yeah, are worth more money than average managers that will come to be elite players in the future. And now we've got a good gaffer, Pochettino, in. We could see what he did with Wanyama, Dele Alli, Harry Kane, Vertonghen, Alderweireld. All these players from the youth age from Southampton, bring him to Tottenham, made them world class. So let's give Pochettino. I don't know, whoever's saying he ain't getting back, he will get back with Todd Boehly and Barley. He will get the players what he wants, and give it time. By next year in the year 4, we might go and win the Premier League or an FA Cup, and we'll be back in Champions League this season. Soon, but the only most worry, yes, we're worrying about we ain't got the players, we need more squad depth in. But the thing is, we had 33 players last season. The game last season was dreadful, right? We actually seen the pre-season this season that they have actually playing ticky football. We actually seen nice football. They're scoring goals. Yes, we got Liverpool. We should have Caicedo before the Liverpool's game. But come on, it takes time. Be patient. Don't worry. He will be a Chelsea player. When he comes to be a Chelsea player, wearing that Chelsea official website and shows that he's wearing the Chelsea thing, and once they get sorted out, they're looking more at potential other players, what Pochettino needs. He said he needs 2 CMs, he needs another cam or a winger for in case Nkunku gets injured, and they're looking for a centre-back and a goalkeeper. But we know when they're going to buy a goalkeeper this season, they might look at the option in January to get another goalkeeper, because for a minute, the goalkeeper is like 70 to 80 million. And we don't want to make a mistake what we paid 75 million before with Kepa. So just chill and relax, right? And just be Chelsea and just pace yourself and just enjoy the youth team, what we're seeing for a minute in the pre-season. The Andrew Santos, the Gabriel, the winger from who's Brazilian, the Casadi, whatever his name was, Casadi, the Humphreys. We're looking, and Mario Gusto, we're looking like this team is going to thrive. We thought Barley and Ted Barley last season was going to be so crap, yeah, and they knew they did big mistakes, and now they're bringing these stars, and we're thinking, God's sake, they know that even though they know money, that they don't know football, but they know how to invest money, but they're bringing like world quality star players in, like what we're seeing now. So just be patient, guys, Chelsea fans, and time will come when we've got these players before the Liverpool game. And it ain't, and also, my last say, guys, yeah, up to Chelsea, yeah, and don't forget, deadline day is not till September the 1st. So just be patient. We will get these players in for Pochettino, and you'll see the difference. So up the Chelsea.
All right, thank you so much. You heard the man. Good advice from him. Calm down, relax. The transfer window is still a long way to go. I think we'll bring in players. That's all. In Ghana, 90% of the population are Chelsea fans. I don't believe that, but I know a lot are. For a reason, we can say Elye and main and have that number grow. Caicedo and Kudus should be of final remaining signings. That may well happen. Andrew Phillips, but I'm not too sure. We need players who can win the title now. When you buy these young players, they will leave. They will leave them. They will leave when they are getting to prime, just like Salah, KDB, etc. Let's see what happens. But I get your where you're coming from there. Glenn 10. Nice to see you, Glenn. I hope you're doing well. Appreciate you finding the time to join the show. Buy young, ship to Strasbourg, develop, sell with profit. I don't think a lot of them will be sold for profit. But that is just my opinion. But that may well be the case. I don't know. Big up to you too. I appreciate you joining, brother. I hope you're doing well. We won't win anything buying 19-year-olds kids. And I'm tired of trying to tell people, you tell yourself the truth. How many of these young players have we bought and then they joined the first team straight away? Gallagher needs to be given chance of one more season, to be honest, or else can sell him if he does not perform. Same with Kukurea. Let's see what happens there. Okay, keep dropping the likes on the stream. Havertz cooking. Okay, let him keep cooking there. I hope you're enjoying the meal he's cooking there. Let's see people saying hello with Enzo. Was the release clause was I don't remember. I think we had to pay the release clause. The issue we had with Benfica during negotiations were the payment structure. We wanted to pay bit by bit. I can't quite recall what the issue was, but it was with the payment structure, not really us. Again, I think we agreed long before. Even again, we agreed to pay the release clause, but the payment structure we didn't want to pay the whole thing at the same time, or maybe pay a lot at the same time. Some one midfielder of the year who won the midfielder of the year in France. I'm not sure why other teams haven't looked at him. Who you talking about? Okay, Samid. Okay, there you go. Let's see what else we have here. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes still go a long way. There's no guarantee Caicedo will be a Chelsea player. We have a max budget for him. I will think so. We cannot keep on beating. And rumors are the last bid will go in with one more improved bid, and the last bid. And if they reject it, we'll walk away. And that's what I want to see happen. It's true that 90% of them are Chelsea fans in Ghana. I'm inclined to believe you. After all, you're Ghanaian, so yeah, I don't have to argue against that. But it's difficult to say that's the case. That it's a possibility. I saw a picture of that beer bottle. Just go away. I'm not talking to you. People need, I think that's what I saw exactly, really, but I don't want to paint the picture to others who wouldn't want to see that. People need to remember that the owners have stepped back, so I don't get why people are still trying to blame them. I appreciate that. I have to say that this is actually that right there is a delicious comment of the day. Yep, it makes sense. In terms of incoming, I think we are doing good for the future. If we sort out the present equally to fans, no fans will complain. And thank you for seeing it the way it is. For the future, we're doing good. We still need about 2 or 3 signings for the present to fortify the current team. I think we'll do that, but I understand it's easier said than done. Thank you so much for saying that. Haku, staying patient goes both ways. Either you gain or lose. Finish in the relegation zone, but some are calling for patience. Yeah, It's up to you not to be patient. Whatever, however you want to deal with it, you go ahead, deal with it like that. It's your life, your opinion. I suspect Leslie Gochiku signing by Chelsea marks the end of Caicedo pursuit. Big loss to greedy Tony Bloom. Wow, that is some argument right there. You think you're saying greedy, calling in greedy because you think we'll probably will walk away because we signed Ugochukwu. Rumors are that Ugochukwu will go out on loan to Strasbourg. That's what I heard. I'm not sure that will be the case. Okay, let's see what else we have here. Pochettino himself was against the notion of patience. That is just your opinion too. The model the owners are trying to do is what Man City do. They buy these young players for their multi-club model and they sell them for profit. Most clubs do this, and I don't think it's a bad thing. I'm not going to say that's the case. Yesterday, Ahmed Salis, who tagged him? I don't know. Then we get a clear report that the owners are trying to force Chalobah and Gallagher out. They still very much interfere with proceedings. And what did you call it? You get reports. How is there a way you verify that the report? You can say it tells us the truth. The reports, those reports that they tell us the truth. There's no way to confirm that. So at this point, all speculations. You can say at this point, rumors. And does it make sense to you that Chelsea would want to sell Chalobah now? Yeah, after selling Khalid Koulibaly plus bad boy by the Sheila out injured, it just doesn't make any sort of sense. City model is 70% legal and 30% shady stuff. Yeah, and you are laughing at your own comment there. That may well be the case. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes to go a long way. We stayed patient and trusted the process and structure and almost got relegated. I agree, but I think things have changed for good. Chelsea fans in Ghana, I appreciate you, Innocent, for joining. Let's see what else we have here. Chelsea just assigned Leslie Ugochukwu. Okay. Away with Julius. I thank you. I think we've talked about that, but thank you for bringing it up again. You should make that argument for any news. Then I do make that argument for nearly all the news news with you could say reports that we discuss here. What we do here is we look at reports out there, dissect and analyze them, and then try to come to a sensible conclusion. You ask people in the chat that will tell you, I'm not into believing in everything I read. Yeah, and that's important. That's why we'll always mention who's reporting what, if that makes sense. Right now, let's see what else we have lined up there. We keep moving so that we can address them and then try to take the question from those in the chat. Give me a second here. Did I lose the window? Nope, it's still there. Let's go for it. This says that Chelsea could yet derail Crystal Palace's plan to land Matthias França, but the Blues would seemingly prefer to loan the player to sister club Strasbourg next season if they were to strike an agreement with Flamingo. Anybody on the panel want to talk about that, or should I move on? Anybody?
Just move on from it, coach, because we're looking about the centre back and all for Crystal Palace, but I would just move on. If it happens, if we get him, it happens. But as for me, I'm not sure about this situation. I think Bobby knows more best than that. But yeah, coach, just before anything, I've got to go because I've got to get ready to go out. But thank you very much for letting me be on the panel always, my brother. And I hope to come on again and speak to you, because please smash the like button and subscribe to one of the best channels in the world, because this is my brother, coach, and we all love.
I appreciate you for the love.
But it's nice to have you speak to you. I also just come back from holiday, but thanks for letting me on. And there's more other opportunities to come on anyway, because you're always welcome me. But yeah, thank you very much. And Bobby and Ty, it was much love to you guys. It's nice to see you guys in the panel. I haven't spoke to you guys apart from Bobby, about Ty. I haven't spoke to you for ages, but hope you're doing well and all the best to you guys. And looking forward to the new season, coach. So there's more to come when I come on your channel. Will be excitement. So, but big up to you, my brother. Thank you for letting me join. and that.
Much love. I appreciate you. Enjoy your holiday. See you when you come back, Dan. Always nice to hear from you. Ty, if you're there, you have the floor. Matthias Franca. What do you make of that news? Do you think we should actually push to sign him, or just I don't know what to make of that? I don't know him that too well to actually present a solid argument for us to sign him. But Ty, you go ahead.
Honestly, I don't know. I don't. There's this structure at Chelsea right now that I have. This I don't understand the new structure in terms of signing these players and then loaning them to the sister club Strasbourg.
Mhm.
I don't know. Like we have a lot of young players already, and Matheus Franca is an attacking midfielder. So I don't know. Unless it's a case where you're trying to be profitable and you're trying to get these players and then sell them or something. Or or expand the academy or whatever the case may be. I'm not really sure about what the plan is, because we have a lot of these players. You're signing young players for the future, and then you have some in the squad, and then you have some that may just join the club, and then you probably sell them. That's why the academy works. At the end of the day, you produce, and then some may remain there, or most will leave. So in a sense, it's very confusing. I don't know how much this is, how likely this is. I don't know how strong the likelihood of this is, but I don't know. The whole logic behind it is very confusing. But I really don't know. Unless it's a case of trying to develop other clubs as well, or the sister club in particular, and help them to develop. Then I don't know. It's just hard to follow, in my opinion.
Yeah, Bobby, are you there, or should I just move on to the next item? While I wait for Bobby, I'll try and get more of what we have in the chat there. Chelsea, NPP party in Ghana. Okay, wow. Why would France choose
I
a
have to go and
relegation?
get my
Yeah.
medication for
Okay,
the big nurse coming.
okay. So I'll
So
come back.
what did you?
Yeah,
What
we're
did
talking
you?
about Matthias of France. Rumors are that we plan to land Matthias of France. Again, Crystal Palace were leading the race. I think we pulled out. I think we had issues with the fact that how much we're willing to pay at the time was leaked to the public. We didn't like that, and rumors were we've pulled out. But now it's saying Chelsea could yet not certain, could yet derail Crystal Palace's plans to land Matthias of France. So I'm not too sure. Since he's an attacking midfielder, maybe it makes a sense to a certain measure, because we're looking for an attacking midfielder. And Kudus isn't certain that it's going to happen, but rumors are that he prefers going to Arsenal. So I just don't know. But if you want to add to that one, if not, we'll move on to the next item.
I don't really know this player, so I'll just watch this space.
Okay. All right. I'll start you with the next item once we get there. So let me see what we have in the chat here. Anything new? Why would France choose a relegation battle, Strasbourg to EPL, if he's good enough? You're talking about France or France? You're talking about France? Okay. If it's good enough, he will play at Crystal Palace, then move where he wants. Yep, I think that makes sense. Now, please let's go for Salis Ahmed. It's not up to me. I don't know if the club are looking to sign him. That's not his name. Yeah, you're having a conversation there. Let's see what else we have here to address. Big up to you to the Chelsea boy 1234. I appreciate you finding the time to join us today. Anything else? Let's see what else we have here. Innocent. Kudus is better than Anthony. Okay. And let's see who is Salis. Mohammed Salis, I think, is Ghanaian international. And that's a Ghanaian brother there in the chat trying to sell us Salis too. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. How many likes do we have now? 103, 104 likes. I appreciate that. Let's now shoot for 200 likes. Let's see what other item we have lined up here. We can address it and move on. Belgian side, Kaz, is this Kaz Upen? How do you pronounce that? I wish Glenn again you can say, teach me how to pronounce this. Closing in on a deal to sign Gabriel Slonina on loan from Chelsea. Here we go. And if we're looking at the goalkeeping situation at Chelsea, I'd argue this clearly shows, I think either we're on the verge of completing the signing of a new goalkeeper, or maybe we'll look to sign a new goalkeeper. And I'll say it again, forget Mauricio Pochettino's comments saying how good Kepa Arrizabalaga is and all that. He will never in public say that he wants a new goalkeeper signing. That is just my opinion. To me, because you could argue we have one youngster there, and then Bertinelli. If you ask me, I'd say Slonina is actually better than Bertinelli. He's played, maybe I get it, he hasn't played in the Premier League, but in the MLS, he emerged as one of the, again, his numbers were, you could say, some of the best. I think he won something. What was that? I think maybe a personal accolade or something. Yeah. But he's a good goalkeeper. To me, that's a sign that, yeah, probably we're signing a new goalkeeper. But Bobby, I'll start with you. What do you make of that?
Sorry, goalkeeping situation?
Yep, and God bless Slonina close to joining Belgium side on loan.
Yeah, I mean, I heard this yesterday or the day before. I'm not sure why he hasn't had a run out in pre-season, or maybe this is why, because of his loan. There's nothing too surprising here. It's just for a year. And as I said earlier, it's not the top Belgium side. It's to a side that's probably going to struggle a bit and keep him busy while he's on the pitch. So I say, okay, the coaching staff have had a look at him and seen he's not quite ready to challenge Kepa. Where does that leave us? I don't know. Do we bring in somebody else who will seriously challenge Kepa and become the number one? Or do we... I don't think we have a choice. I think we have to. Because this guy's going to be gone for a year. After this season, selling Kepa may well be a little bit more realistic, because I think he'll then be down to 2 years or a year on his contract. So, yeah, I mean, but which goalkeeper are we even targeting? I don't even know, apart from Diogo Costa.
And the Mike Maignan rumor emerged again, re-emerged 3 days ago, but nothing too serious really. It's just that we're still considering him and other goalkeepers too. But go ahead, what you were saying, Bobby.
Yeah, I mean, after the expense that will certainly come with Caicedo, I don't know if we would be happy to roll out another big expense for Mike Maignan after doing so well in getting back in line with FFP. So surely there must be other goalkeepers out there. Surely. Emi Martinez has been kind of mentioned again. I wouldn't mind him. I don't know why some people don't seem to rate him. They think he's not a ball player with his feet. The jury's still out with me about having this sort of sweeper keeper idea. I'm not sure what value it ultimately brings to the team. I don't know, but if we are looking at a goalkeeper, clock is ticking. We have to do it sooner rather than later.
I wouldn't mind actually. Again, the goalkeeping department is not a sign that you could say needs too much time to, you could say, gel with other players. I'd rather us focus on outfield players and then go for the goalkeeper later on. But I think, but that's, by the way, my argument here is that Slonina going out on loan, to me, it's telling. It just shows that, yeah, we will most likely sign a goalkeeper. That's how I see it. Okay, Sally, you saying Salis is good? Okay, you nailed it, bro. Okay, Oh, Cass Open. Okay, thank you so much. I appreciate you saying that. Paul Slonina will have chances enough to save a Poland move, in my opinion, because you know the club too well. You can compare Salis to Caicedo and see who is better. Okay, I will do that myself. And that's a crack club to go to. Slonina, no offense. Wow. Let's see. Why again? And I'm with Bobby. I'm shocked that he didn't even get a chance. Again in one of the preseason games we played so far. But the other kids did get it. The other kids they got chance. The other kid actually one of them did get a chance. Why he didn't get, I don't know.
You mean Cummings?
Sorry?
Do you mean Cummings?
Yeah, Cummings, he did get a chance, but
And he did well too. To be fair,
Yeah.
he did very good.
So I'm just not too sure. This kid is way better than all our backup goalkeepers. You think? None. Okay, yeah. Okay, let's see. Slonina's loan to that club seems strange. To me, it's a sign that we're most likely going to sign a goalkeeper. They always fight relegation, and Belgium league is not great. Championship team would have been better, perhaps. Maybe you can see it from the perspective that the fact that the team always fights relegation, so lots of shots to make sure he practices very well.
Yeah.
That's another way you could see it. But that's by the way we move on. I think we will sign another Mendy to replace Slonina. We need a low-profile, low-wage goalkeeper to battle with Kepa Arrizabalaga while keeping the channel open for Slonina to come back in. You can say stake a claim for a place in the team. When is the transfer window? When will it close? I think September 1st. We need to get smarter with our transfers as we seem to be moving too slowly. Okay, I get it. Ahmed Salih's partner, Partey at the World Cup. Okay, better off playing with with our under 19s since they will beat Eupen in a friendly. Really? Okay, you guys should push for Salis. No, I don't think whatever we say here makes a difference. It doesn't wield, you can say, a considerable measure of influence with regards to what player the club signs. Also, no way Cass would pay. Cass will pay Slonina's salary. I think we're paying his salary. I think so. Slonina didn't take part in preseason because he was involved in 2 tournaments with the USA team, and he barely had any holiday. So that makes sense now, but thank you for explaining. I hope chasing after Caicedo will not jeopardize the rest of our targets, just like Man United are chasing after the young last season. I don't think that's the case. That will be the case, maybe. Not sure. I like the move. Cassiupen nearly got relegated last season. It will be very hard for him. That's what I'm saying. Maybe he will face a lot of shots since the team struggles. Lots of practice for him. Okay, he's underrated. I get it. Let's see what else we have here. My Ghanaian brothers marketing our players for Chelsea. Gotta love it. Yeah, I've seen Nigerians pushing for the club for Chelsea to sign Victor Osimhen. So it happens. I want a first choice goalkeeper. Kepa should be a backup. Here's the thing. I'll say this. I've said it before, but I'll say it again. We're going to sign a goalkeeper, and if that happens, we'll most likely sign a goalkeeper that will come in and become the first choice. Be rest assured that will be the case. But at least that is just my opinion. Let's see what else we have lined up here, so we can move on to the move on and you can say round off as soon as possible. Moises Caicedo, see, I didn't arrange the items properly. This should have come after that first item we discussed about Moises Caicedo. Moises Caicedo and his representatives will seek a further talks with Brighton and Hove Albion to try to persuade the club to bring their asking price down from £100 million. Caicedo and his representatives are keen to handle the matter sensitively out of respect for Brighton. You could argue that's the reason why you can say he hasn't put in a transfer request at this point, but I still believe if he really wants to join us, I think he will snap soon. But that's just my opinion. Ty, you have anything to add to this, or should we move on?
Yeah, but all I would say is that it's just that's good. And don't burn bridges. Don't let any toxicity be there. So I have no problem with him not going above and beyond. But it is good that if they're gonna try and persuade them to bring it down, then you cannot know unless you try. If you ask or if you try something, you'll never know. It's either yes or no. So you never know, and it depends. And it doesn't mean that eventually, if push comes to shove, they don't decide to do that. But right now, there's no need for them to really be doing anything extravagant. The window is still open for at least a month, like I said. So obviously, there's not really much of a rush to get the player, barring the fact that obviously we want to have the player in time to develop chemistry, develop a sort of good communication with the midfield and the other players and things like that. So you want to get him adapt to the team and the system and what Pochettino would want to do. But other than that, there's not much to say that, there's only a couple of days left, we need to hurry and do this, because the window is still long enough for you to get a deal. Things can change in a day, in a couple of hours, and in a minute. So anything can happen. And if what is being said is true, negotiations are ongoing. It never ends. Plans never seem to conclude until the very end. And yes, there's alternatives. I don't think the directors would only have Caicedo or Lavia or whoever the options are, without having alternatives to those alternatives, because you need to be prepared, and you never know. The most important thing is that we have options. And I've already said that I do question the fact that we allowed our more experienced midfielders to leave before signing a midfielder, but it's a decision that the club has made, and I mean they've gotten funds from it, so it's not really a negative, but it does leave us with inexperienced players now. And yes, although the players do look promising, you can't really go into a season with just those players, and the structure would remain very faulty at the end of the day. But it's a saga that will continuously go on until, I don't know, maybe Chelsea decide to just give Brighton what they want, which I don't think they will just do that. But if what is being said about a final bid or a fifth bid coming in, and then they'll see what happens from there. You never know. Maybe it's fifth time the charm. You never know.
Yeah, maybe that's the case. And just quickly here, please bring it down from 900 to 98. At least 2 million is a lot of money. In my opinion. Go ahead, Bobby. If you were still speaking, if you were trying to talk, sorry.
I just want to add something to the whole Slonina deal. Remember, Slonina is an extremely young player, especially for a goalkeeper. He did come in on his schedule, and I would be surprised if the Chelsea coaches haven't sat down to draw and redraw a schedule for him. So I'm quite happy that he's not being rushed and left to a potential of being humiliated in the first team. The club know what they have to do. I think we just have to go and get a competition for Kepa. When I say just, we've got to be careful there as well. We're Chelsea Football Club. We can't just buy anybody. But we've known this for some time. So I don't know, maybe they have got someone already, and the movement of Slonina is to welcome this person. Time will tell.
Yeah, time will tell indeed, and we'll find out again how that ends. I hope he does well. We need a Salis. Okay, Salis. Yeah, it's become a tone now here, but that's, by the way, breaking news. Yeah, exactly. Maybe that makes him happy, and I've seen that he's met a Nightbot, so maybe he learns. He will learn a lesson or two from that one, from the way he uses emojis and all that. Let's see what else we have here. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes will go a long way. New Innocent will get himself timed out. Yep, he's met Nightbot there. For AD Love for Blue. I appreciate you joining this morning, bro. Big up, coach. What do you or the panelists think about Bashir Humphreys as a DM? Some argument right there. I'm sure you can say some question right there. Bobby will like that one. I don't know. I don't think defensively he's shown his eyes as cold as again as again as cold as ice on the ball, and that's important. He can play out from the back. He has, you can say at this point from what I'm seeing, and you can say a good passing range. I need to see him even more to come to that conclusion. Really, yeah.
I'm not sure. I mean, I really like him. I haven't made any secret of that. The
That's
only
the
thing
point,
that
right? Not the
surprises me
extent of
is
him
that
playing DM. Go ahead. Sorry.
the only thing that surprises me is that he's not talked of more. But maybe people will start talking of him if he goes out on loan and other clubs start showing interest in him. I don't know. Playing as a DM, I don't think I've seen enough of him to show me that it's somewhere he needs to be. Maybe he can. I don't know. You know, people coming from the Chelsea Academy, they play multiple positions. So it wouldn't surprise me if he could play there. Is it a waste of him? Probably is. Especially where I think we already have a DM, at least a deputy DM in Cucurella. I don't think there's any other position for him. Cucurella is not a centre back, he's not a left back. He's too cavalier for either of those positions. And be where he can shine. So Bashir Humphreys DM, I would say because we haven't seen it, that's off the table.
Yep. Ty, you want to add anything to that? To me, I like I said, I won't go to the extent of I don't. I need to see him more. But you could argue the fact that he's able to play out again to still be effective on the ball even on when under pressure. That's you can say the large part of being a good DM is ability to be calm and composed under pressure and still be able to play out to find a solution in a very tight space and then still progress the ball and all that. That will go that does go along with. So yeah, but I need to see him more. At this point, I wouldn't say there are other attributes that you expect to see from a DM that I need to see from him before coming to that conclusion. We don't have a money problem, obviously. We just don't want to pay Brighton 100 million. We just don't want to overpay, and I'm okay with that. We've been paying premium for 1,000 years now, and that has to stop one way or the other. You don't start bidding from 60 if you're willing to go all the way to 100. That's my opinion. And even if you're willing to pay 100, you don't just go start paying bidding from 90. If that makes sense. But that's just my opinion. This is who's Salis. I'm not going to try to explain to you. It's a Ghanaian international. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes to go along with. I actually don't like Enzo in that position too much, to be honest. A defensive liability, at least need a proper DM beast next to him, which will allow him the independence to be more adventurous on the pitch. And I feel the same. To me, I don't think he's a DM. Defensively, yeah, he's a liability as good as he is. I must say that. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. 113 likes. Let's get the likes up. I appreciate you all finding the time to join. Let's see what other item we have lined up here so we can address it and move on. Let's see. Okay, Chelsea are open to extending Conor Gallagher's contract, but he could still head out. What? He could still head through the Stamford Bridge exit door. Or maybe let me just simplify it. He could still leave Chelsea. I don't know. I've always said I'm not too sure whether to believe all the rumors we're seeing out there with regards to the future of Conor Gallagher. We've always said, again, he has something in him that we think Mauricio Pochettino values so much. That's his commitment on the pitch, his industry overall. And I think there's a good play in him. He still sometimes plays as if he's still a bit raw. But from what I've seen during the preseason so far, he hasn't been that bad, in my opinion. But that is just me. But Bobby, what do you make of this report here? They're quoting Sky Sports and Give Me Sports. Is this another version of Sky Sports? Sky Sports Chat? Should I call it that or what? But Bobby, if you're there, what do you make of this report?
What's the report? I can't quite see it,
Conor
Coach.
Gallagher, again, Chelsea are open to extending Conor Gallagher's contract, but he could still head through the Stamford Bridge exit door. When you can say, if you remember a few days ago, some reports came out saying we want to sell him, that he's up for sale, and then was it West Ham came with 40 million, and then there are some reports, subsequent reports came out with something to the effect of that Chelsea, after consulting with Mauricio Pochettino, have decided, okay, that if they decide to sell him, it'd be 50 million pounds plus. That was when I said, if they're asking for such money, probably I don't think they want to sell him. But what do you make of his situation right now, given this particular report?
To me, it's quite clear that Pochettino is not looking to sell him. Pochettino said he's spoken with him, he's in his plans. I don't know what else these rumor mongers want to do. Does Pochettino have to climb on top of the Eiffel Tower and jump down for them to get his message across? He said this guy's in his plans. The club have demonstrated that. A 40 million bid was dropped by West Ham and they said no. So, this is all wishful thinkers now, putting a figure on it. Oh, if they go to 50, they might agree. They might do, but the club hasn't said that anywhere. These are all the people that are writing about it and probably wish him gone that are saying it. Remember, I would say 40 to 50% of transfers are done through the pages of, well, I'll use the term newspapers. Now it's social media. They create a lot of these transfer dealings. They create a lot of these prices and so on, and push them on clubs. I know for a fact some clubs have turned around and said, oh, we were going to sell this player for XYZ, but we're seeing everywhere that we should sell him for XYZ. Okay, let's go with the popular opinion. And they've done that and successfully sold the players for the media price. So media is very powerful. And, there are some mischievous media that want Connor out, either want him in other clubs for their own personal reasons, West Ham being one, Tottenham, all these people, they have their media machine. So I don't believe it. I would rather at this point stick with Poch. Poch did say, okay, look, if things change and he has to go, fine. Which means there is an element of them thinking, well, he's a great player for us, but he's not inexpendable, which is fair enough. And if somebody comes in with a big offer, for example, you say you want to pay 60, 65 million for Conor Gallagher, then there's something to be thought about by the club. I still would be hesitant, but even me, as much as I love him, that money would get me thinking, okay, maybe we can invest in a better player, get rid of some FFP, because that would be pure profit on him. So, but for now, I don't think the club is interested in selling him, and I don't think West Ham will really. I mean, they made a lot of money on Declan Rice, but they have several targets. They're trying to go for Harry Maguire. They're not. It'll be interesting to see if they're going to use up half their budget on Conor Gallagher, and we should drive the price up very, very high because he's a very useful player for Chelsea. So let's see. My current position or opinion is, for now, he goes nowhere. It'll take some good money to get him out of the club.
Yeah, it would indeed. I think it would take some good money to get Chelsea to sell him. Pochettino likes him. And again, reports are that he has a very good relationship with Conor Gallagher. And Colin himself has, we've talked about that 1,000 times. He has some attributes that we believe Pochettino values so much, two of which are his commitment on the pitch and his industry overall as a player. Again, another nothing for comment you could say, just recycling, but rephrasing, paraphrasing maybe. Chelsea for life. Thank you for saying that. If Ukachukwu is joining the first team immediately, then Gallagher is heading out. But rumors are that he'll be going out on loan to our sister channel, our sister our sister club, Strasbourg. Yeah, go ahead, Bobby.
Coach, can somebody talk to us about this Ugo player? I don't know if Ty is usually very good at knowing about these players, because I'm intrigued. I'm interested. I don't know. What is he? Is he a Nigerian player? Do you know him? Or shall I say
I'm
of
not too
that
sure.
extraction?
I think he's of Nigerian descent, but French international. I don't know. I
Okay.
haven't checked. I haven't checked.
Okay, so French. Did he play with any of the underage French international teams?
Yeah, somebody's calling him French teenager. I agree, 25 million deal. That is one football app. You can say called. It says Chelsea agreed 23.5 million deal for French teenager. So
that's a considerable.
But the last name is Nigerian.
You know, that is a. I mean, that these days that doesn't really mean anything, because the world is a small place. But you know, that sum shows there must be something about him for them to pay that sort of money. Yeah, you know, people like Gabriel and so on, they pay that sort of money for. But we know that there's been something about those players for a while. I'm intrigued. I really am. I can see him going on loan, of course, because he's an unknown entity. I doubt very much he's bought to walk straight into the first split team. If he does, boy, he's got to be some player to be able to do that. But let's see. However, having said that, wow, Strasbourg, PSG, watch out, because Strasbourg.
They're gonna be competing.
I'm telling you, Strasbourg is going to be different gravy next season. If all these players are going there, watch them.
Yeah, I think they'll be well equipped by the time the transfer window ends. Shots. You won't get the money again, and sell him if possible. Thomas Bays, I appreciate you finding the time to join the show. Ugochukwu is confirmed, done deal. Okay, congratulations to us. He's a talent so far, and I don't know him honestly. Bobby, being realistic. Roger, where is Roger? Roger probably doesn't have the time to join today. Ugochukwu isn't going to the first team. I think I've seen a report that says that. But some other reports are saying that nobody's sure what the club does with him. West Ham bid 20 million for Maguire, and he was rejected by United. If Maguire is Maguire in Ten Hag's plan, I don't know. Plans, I don't know really. Poch will sell Gallagher if he's got a replacement. It's as simple as that. Gallagher needs to go. Okay, your opinion. Let's see if the club is not emphatically saying he's not for sale, but only rejecting the bid. It means he can be sold. That's a delicious comment right there. It's clear he can be sold, but not for peanuts. You have to pay up. A question for Bobby: if Chelsea get Caicedo, how much game time does he think Gallagher will get? If less, would he be happy to stay and extend? Bobby, I'm going to let you address that question.
Yeah, I mean, we've been there before. You know, Gallagher is the player that has the attitude that we want. Gallagher is not necessarily demanding for consistent first team game time. He doesn't mind being a squad player. He's not putting that on his forehead, but he's not going to complain. He's a little bit like Ruben. And he will earn his starts and earn his place and fight for his place earnestly. Caicedo displacing Gallagher. Well, the thing about Gallagher is that he can play in a number of positions. He can back up for Nkunku. He can dovetail in the number 6. He can play an 8. We do need a certain measure of squad depth, whether we are in Europe or not. And if we're trimmed down to 23, 24-man squad, the squad depth within that number, because that's going to be a number of tight elite players, it will become even more apparent. So my simple answer to that is that if he stays, he will be integral to the team. Does Caicedo displace him? I don't really think so. I don't. I really don't. But if there is Caicedo as well as Kudus, then you start to ask some questions because Pochettino really wants to keep it tight. And, you know, we got Chukwemeka, we got potentially Casaday. You know, that's where it starts to get tight. And, well, definitely someone like Andre Santos, I can see he's almost a shoo-in, especially after his showing against Newcastle, that's where he impressed me. He didn't really impress me against Brighton. I thought he was a bit tame, but against Newcastle, I started seeing the player he is. So it could be interesting. Could be interesting to see. You know, I don't know. You know, I'm very, very fond of Conor Gallagher. I love his attitude. I like his application. I like that he can score goals. I like that he can take free kicks. We don't really have many of those left. But we have to see. We'll have to see with how Poch wants to balance it. And he himself said he's ready to make big decisions. So this may be one of them.
Yeah, let's see what happens there. I don't think Gallagher leaves, in your opinion, says Chelsea till I die. Glenn 10 says, so this Ugo guy is supposed to be a Brighton's backup plan if Caicedo would leave, and now we've bought him. That will surely help our negotiations, maybe. And rumors are that they also want they've been looking to sign Mohammed Kudus, and also now the rumors are that we're leading the race to sign Mohammed Kudus. Wow. So yeah, we're actually making the relationship better, if that makes sense. And Bobby, here's something for you. I know you'd like that. Constantin Dante, I think he follows the French league quite a lot. He says Ugo is 6'3" tall, a physical DM, only defense rest are very raw. But whether he joins us in the future, the fact that he's tall, I think we're doing something that you and Bobby, you guys would like to see.
Yeah, absolutely. How old is he?
I think it's 19 now. I'm not sure.
Oh, gosh,
19
he's a
is the age
baby.
there.
He's a fetus, as Roger would say. Look,
Yeah.
To me, physicality matters. You know what I feel about it. I'm not looking for a team full of land of the giants, but I think in certain positions, especially defensive positions, and indeed the centre forward, you must have something about you to be able to compete physically, especially in the Premier League. How we dealt with Newcastle in the pre-season game was our physicality was able to nullify them when they came to bully us. That's why they resorted to trying to hurt Jackson, which I'm still seething about, because they thought, oh gosh, this guy is so quick, physically he's able to handle himself. Right, let's try and nobble him. I hate that, but that's what they were doing. Casaday in midfield was holding his own aerially, and in all ways. When Gallagher and Santos came in, we stood up to it, and you need to do that in the Premier League. Now, if you've got a 6'3" defensive midfielder, that's your Emmanuel Matic again. That's your Obi Mikel again. That's problem solved as far as I'm concerned. Now, the only thing I'll be looking for is that it's not just about your physicality. You've got to be technically able to perform. Now, Mikel, you could never get a better, more technical DM than him. As with Matic. So if this kid has, technical capability, that's great. That's great. Now he just has to make his way to the first team, because that's not going to be easy. But we'll see. We'll see. Sending him on loan, I'm not opposed to it. Especially if Caicedo comes in. Now, Caicedo is not particularly a big guy, but he makes up for it in ability, a little bit like your Kantes of this world, or, people like Michael Essien. When they played, they were not particularly tall players, but because they were so good, they could handle themselves in midfield, Makaleles and so on. But even they need somebody of some stature around them. And that's why I'm firmly in the camp that I don't see, Pochettino knows this, and I don't see Pochettino getting rid of or sending out both Casadei and Chukwuemeka on loan, because their physical presence is very, very notable in midfield. And alongside somebody like Caicedo and Enzo, my goodness, we have a lot to look forward to. We really do.
Yeah. From what I am seeing, it looks like Strasbourg is more important to the owners than Chelsea. If that's how you see it, you take it and again do whatever you want to do with it. In my opinion, eligible. Ugochukwu is eligible for Nigeria. Nephew of Onyedikachi Apam, 14 caps for Nigeria. That's Onyedikachi, not Leslie. Okay, thank you for that. I appreciate you saying that. How long does it take to scout for a good goalie? What is going on at Chelsea? I do not know. Honestly, I cannot answer that question. Strasbourg looking like Vitesse 2.0. I think it will be even more. Patrick Vieira will be so happy with the players he's getting in Strasbourg. I'm telling you the truth. I think I feel the same too. I think he'd do well with them. Gallagher on 30K a week. He needs a new salary. Gallagher is an R level. You can see R level drop when he's on the pitch. Okay. Let's see what else we have here. Bobby is a dreamer. Gallagher is a road runner with little end product. Please don't compare Ruben Loftus-Cheek with Gallagher. Ruben is a legend in my eyes. I wouldn't go to the extent of calling him a legend. I just see him as one of the most, you can say, technically gifted ever to have come through the Chelsea Academy till date. Show me someone else that's more technically gifted than Ruben Loftus-Cheek. But that's my opinion anyway. Patrick Vieira will be very happy because Ethan, he can recommend them for Arsenal. What? But do we have to sell to Arsenal, really? I don't think he'd be happy with Arsenal, actually, because if you ask him, he'd tell you that, yeah, he expected Arsenal to hire him and not Mikel Arteta. Patrick Vieira, I don't think he'll be recommending our players to Arsenal. We need depth, more subs, more game time for players on the bench. You could argue that. He got a raise. Let's see. Please show your support by liking, subscribing, and following us on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Stay tuned for more thrilling live shows on Just a Perspective. And Jerry Z's show will launch on August 1st. That's the plan. And I'll put up a poll on the community tab. I think that way we'll be able to reach more people. Just give me a second more. But Jerry Z, more importantly, nice to see you. I think we're good. I wanted to take care of somebody. We're good. That Leslie Kidd plays for the French internationals is definitely hashtag. Okay. Last year he was on 30K. I think he signed a new contract. I don't remember. By the way, Ugochukwu's uncle was 2005 on the 20 World Cup runner-up with John Mikel Obi, so he can get some tips. Who was his uncle? Who is his uncle in question? Who is, so to speak? No way he would sign a new contract for same I think he's gotten a raise already. Kachila, sorry, you will have to prove to me otherwise you aren't an undercover Boehly agent. Maybe I am, but you are entitled to your opinion. I am entitled to mine. I don't have to agree to yours. You don't have to agree with mine too. From Australia, I appreciate you joining, Angus Healy. Please make sure you've liked the video and also do subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Have there been many updates on Elye Wahi? Nothing new. Rumors are that it's getting closer and closer. So I'm not sure what's going on there. Yep, fellow Ozzy there saying hello to you. So let's see what else we have lined up here. Let's look at it as quickly as possible. Maybe start addressing your questions. All right. This is something I like to see. Nkunku here saying, even if Chelsea were 15th or 16th place, it doesn't matter for me because I knew that the new season would not be the same as last season. The club is not in the European competition, but I want to have a main role in the team. Chelsea proposed this project to me, and I am happy with it. So he would have joined us even if we finished 15th or 16th. 15th or 16th. He wanted to join us. He liked he was sold on the project and wanted to join us no matter how we ended, how we finished the season, and that is good to see. For me, that shows at least he wants to join us. Because it doesn't matter how we finish the season or not. But I'm happy to hear that. I've had a bet on Strasbourg doing what? Winning the league or doing well. Odedikachi Apam is uncle. Okay. In earlier comment. Okay, thank you for that. 10 on Strasbourg. 10. Okay. I like Nkunku's mentality. I do like that. Bobby, do you have anything to say with regards to this comment from Nkunku? To me, it's heartwarming, really. He wanted to come to us. Not again. It doesn't. To him, it didn't matter how we finished the season. Bobby, if you're there, what do you have to say?
Yeah, I'm not surprised. He committed very early, and although I think he would have been a little bit surprised as to how the season turned out, because he knew the club he was joining. But I think he had enough faith, looking at how the situation developed, to understand that Chelsea was not a sinking ship. It was just a changing dynamic, whole new management, whole new team to come in, and a team that had been attacked by sanctions and all the things that had happened to the former owner, and had new rich owners. So anybody with a kind of vision would see that would back the project, to be honest. And well, it's a bit late now. He's already signed, so he had no choice really other than to back it. But I mean, he could have stayed quiet. But it's all these little sort of comments publicly that help build confidence, help build the new team spirit, help build belief within the fan base. So he's done no wrong with that at all.
Yeah, and he followed it up with something else. But just quickly before I go to that, this says I've had a bet on Strasbourg to finish top 4. Okay, I think we were lucky signing him a year ago. You could argue that. Coach Jerry is doing a show with you. What is the content Chelsea related? It's Chelsea related. What do you think? Do you think it was going to be on Chelsea's perspective and be Arsenal related? No, it will be Chelsea related. He will be the host, if anything. I'll be on the show every now and then as a guest, but I'm not too sure how often. Coach, how tall are you? I'm 6 foot tall. Yeah. So let's see what else we have lined up here. Let's get into it. Okay. No, we're still on Nkunku. I think it's one more comment from Nkunku. Christopher Nkunku. Then after you speak, now I'll go to Ty to get his opinion on the comments from Nkunku. Christopher Nkunku, when asked about Erling Haaland in his first year at Manchester City, here's his response. He says, "I will compete against anybody," and I love that. I just think about myself to prove it in a game, in every session, and focus only on my work and not on the work of Erling Haaland or any player. I want to build my career. I want to do everything I can to do in football. I like this mentality here. He doesn't care. I get it. Yeah, Erling Haaland has achieved so much in one season in the Premier League, but he's telling us he can compete against not just Erling Haaland, but every other good player. In my opinion, that's my interpretation of that comment. So, Bobby, I'm coming back to you. Once you're done talking, then I'll go to Ty, and then we'll try and take questions from the chat and move on after that. If you're there, Bobby, your thoughts on this particular comment again from Christopher Nkunku.
Yeah, I mean, competing with Erling Haaland, yes, of course, that's his job, and I'm glad he's happy to do his job, and to be challenged by it. Now, this is why, talking about our defenders, who are the ones that are really going to be competing with him, this is why I speak of physicality, because that guy's a beast, and you can't be some midget in defence handling him, as we've seen. So, yeah, he can compete with him in scoring goals. Good luck to him. And it can only do us a benefit if he's able to successfully compete with him in that way. But I'm thinking of our defenders. I'm thinking, guys,
Yeah.
maybe you can learn something from how Rudiger handled him, because Rudiger's, as big as Rudiger is, he's smaller than this guy, but he played a tactic of distracting and kind of putting him off before he got to the ball. They've got to be pretty smart, and that's why our defenders and their size in particular, and our defensive midfielders and their size is important, because Erling Haaland is one of a few strikers we're going to have to handle that are physically well built.
Yep, thank you so much. I appreciate you there. Ty, if you're there, what do you make of Christopher Nkunku's responses to those questions there? I don't know if you're there, Ty. And if you're in the chat, if you have any questions, drop it in the chat and we'll try to address it before we'll round off. So, Ty, here's the first one here, where this, even if Chelsea were in 15th or 16th place, it doesn't matter for me, because I knew that the new season will not be the same as last season. And followed by this one here, which says Christopher Nkunku, when asked about Erling Haaland in his first year at Manchester City, he said his response. He responded saying, "I will compete against anybody. For him, it doesn't matter how good the person is. He believes he's good enough to do again as well as that person, or even do better." But you go ahead.
Yeah. So basically, based on all the quotations and statements that he's made, I see Christopher Nkunku as a player that uses logic, and he also looks at it from the sense that yes, this is the situation. So even if it's as it pertains to the question about Erling Haaland's first year, yes, he's going to compete, and Chelsea will be competing with all 19 other clubs, to finish ahead of them. The quotation, the first one that I really like and appreciate, is the fact that he said yes, even if they were 15 and 16, because I know that there were some fans that said, well, if Nkunku sees this now, maybe he will decide or not come to the club again. So obviously he knows the circumstances. Obviously he's aware of the failures that we've had, the bad outcomes, each flaw that was in the team last season, and he's aware that it will not be easy. Yes, there will be an European competition, but that also can be looked at as an advantage, because it gives us more time to develop a good structure, and the longer you get to train, the better it is, because usually when you have the European games in the week, you have to prepare for that game, so you don't really feel the strongest 11 all the time. You find a team strong enough. But what I appreciate with what he says is the fact that at the end of the day, yes, this is the circumstance, but it's all in the players' hands. They are all responsible for what the outcome may be this season. So yes, last season, it was very draining for Fad. It was draining for some players, and it affected them. But at the end of the day, he has the responsibility to try to change the hand and try to enhance the positioning that Chelsea can get, and it could be higher. But I respect the second one, because he's basically saying that yes, he's gonna compete. He has the adaptability, and he understands that yes, he will not be easy. Erling Haaland has set a very big precedence for himself, and he's also given some sort of indication that he needs to step up, and considering the fact that he basically walked away with the goal scoring stats, it in a sense it does put any other player that finished behind him in a lower standard, because obviously we know that in the past it's been 20 plus goals to be the golden boot winner and things like that. So Nkunku is aware of that. Yes, he won the I don't know the terminology for the golden boot over there in Germany. I can't remember it, but in terms of that, yes, he understands that he's gonna have to compete, and no matter who it is, he'll compete. It doesn't mean that you'll outscore them, but you're gonna compete, and you're gonna try to give them a good run for their money. So at the end of the day, yeah, but I respect Nkunku's attitude. He obviously knows that it won't be easy. So they're in the position, or they were in the position that they finished last season for a reason. And he's obviously seen the little weaknesses that or the cracks in the team and in the squad. So he'll understand that it will not be easy. And he made the choice to stay at the club, and obviously show that he's happy to be a part of the team, and he's an appreciative player. So at the end of the day, I appreciate and I respect his personality, because it's one that has a sense of leadership. It shows that he has the ability to understand and interpret the fact that even though things had finished in a poor state last season, at the end of the day, we can influence the change, and we can make a change for this season. And that season could just be something from the past, and anything could happen this season. So it's a good attitude for him to have, and I'm hoping that it stretches towards the other players as well and the new signings. But it really is a good thing to hear him say, because obviously a lot of fans were insecure, or they were concerned about what his thoughts were during the club.
Yep, I agree with you. It says, Jerry says, indeed, just a perspective, as the name implies. As the name implies, is entirely dedicated to Chelsea-related content. Everything we offer revolves around Chelsea. And yeah, I think, like I said, we'll put up the names you have again presented to me on the community. On the community tab, and that will actually reach a wider audience than just doing a poll here. But let's see what else we have here. Keep dropping the likes on the stream. And Coffee, what else do we have here? Big up to you too, JC. Lateness is greatness. I hope you're doing well. Did we sign a DM? Yeah, 19-year-old Leslie Guchuku, and rumors are that we'll send him out to Strasbourg on loan. Big up to you too. We signed someone. Yes, we did. And Michi is back again. Michi, I hope you're doing well, brother. Again, welcome back. You're probably at work, I'm guessing. It's Saturday. You are welcome, not too sure. But again, go check out Michi Boy's YouTube channel. Click the 3 dots to his name. Be sure to go subscribe. Let's help him get to 1,000 as soon as possible. Another hidden gem. Yeah, another one. The future is bright. Gem hidden, yes. Lost Gilmore and kept Gallagher. Gilmore wanted to leave. You have to always consider that when you talk about Gilmore's departure from Chelsea. Yeah, let's see what else we have here. Keep dropping the likes on the stream. What about a midfielder? Don't loan him. Who? I'm not sure what the club does with him. Let's see what else we have here. Tamidayo is in the house. Tamidayo says hello everyone on the platform. Good afternoon from here. Kachila, good afternoon to you too, brother. I appreciate you finding the time to join. Chimera, what? They're fighting over height. Okay.
Coach, I am a little. I don't know what words to use, but I am a little bit tired of the fact that we are always buying. It would seem at the moment buying players that can't really be used in the first team.
Potential.
There's, maybe that's just how it feels at the moment, because we're keen on getting people like Kudus and a goalkeeper and Caicedo. But, it's like every time, we bought someone, there's someone to go to Strasbourg. So it's getting a little bit frustrating. Much as I appreciate and I am excited by these youngsters. I'm still very keen that we have an immediate problem to solve, and we need to get on with solving it sooner rather than later, really.
So you're concerned that we're not doing what we're supposed to be doing, that we're focused too much on signing
I I don't
potentials.
know if I don't know if it's a focus. I'm just concerned that the deals we need for the first team are not happening as quickly as I would like. I appreciate, yes, we've made a couple of uh, uh, bids for Moises Caicedo, rightly or wrongly. People dispute the price, but he's not the only player we need. And I think, yeah, okay, they say that the next bid is the last bid. Whatever's the case, I just wish that we start getting these key first team players in now. We're coming to August. You see, once we get to August, you'd be surprised how quickly, one, the transfer window will close. Is before you know it, August is over. And two, once you start getting to the tail end of the window, you need to do business quickly because the selling club need time for their own replacements. So it all becomes rather bottlenecked. So, I'm hoping, well, Monday, Tuesday, we reach agreement on Caicedo at least. I don't know. It's frustrating to me, really, because, yeah, the longer it lasts, the more it doesn't
It
bode
doesn't
well
look
for
good.
us. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a legitimate concern, but I'm not sure how I was to say it to come across effectively. But I still do think that you can say they've managed to find a way to keep a lot of their, you can say, transfer activities, the club's transfer activities, under wraps, and people, you can say, that's concerning to a lot of people, and it's a legitimate concern, I must say. But I think we will still bring in players we want and on time. Casado being our top priority doesn't mean we're not looking at other players, but I understand where you're coming from, Bobby. So if you
No,
have any
I
questions,
appreciate
yeah, go
I
ahead.
appreciate us keeping transfer activities under wraps. Yeah, I'm all for that. But the activities have to be happening. People need to be walking in the
Yeah,
door.
yeah, we need to see in at least the ones that they can the ones they've completed, maybe to believe, okay, yeah, maybe something is going on, we just don't know. But yeah, I think
Yeah.
it makes sense.
You
Yeah, go
see,
ahead.
we got the people like Gabriel, now this new guy, Moreira. I mean, they were kept on the wraps until they happen, but they're not first teamers as such. So we need to, well, Caicedo is too late to keep it on the wraps. And there's, he needs to come through the door, but certainly the goalkeeper and maybe Kudus or whoever, they need to start moving now. I don't know what the delay is. Negotiations. I know it's not, it takes time, but there's time and there's time. Because other clubs, they're doing their business pretty quickly. I mean, it always fascinates me. You hear, Man City wants this player. Next thing you know, oh, the player has signed for Man City.
Hmm.
Liverpool, almost the same thing, apart from the Lavia deal, which seems to be playing some games with them. But they're making some inroads, and the players are coming in, and even Arsenal. So yeah, we need to start to do things now. We're getting into that territory.
Yeah, I do agree with you. Think of two parts. One for first team players, and the other for the future. Yeah, I agree with you. And here it says Bobby is brimming with energy today. He's on fire. He's recovered fully. He's fully fit now. So he's joined the first team again. So let's see. Tamidayo or Olua Rokami says, I strongly second that observation from Bobby. Or is that Roger? That's Bobby. To be honest, I think we aren't exactly amending our more pressing problems that require immediate and a firepower approach. Too many prospects, in my opinion, in your opinion, sorry. I mean, I don't think I can argue against that this time because, yeah, the arguments are solid, and you can say I don't have any argument against that really. That to say maybe, but even if I again I present my previous argument by saying yeah they find a way to keep things on the wraps, and Bobby comes back and say yeah, but at least by now they should have been done with some of those, and we'll be seeing players walking to the door, and that hasn't happened. Michi is at work. Let's see what we have here. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes to go along with hopefully a goalkeeper, a CB, and a central attacking midfielder are still on the wraps and will be unwrapped before next weekend. Yeah, I like that one there. Eddie has decided to be in the chat and come at me today, but I like that comment right there. Yeah, Michi is good. If you like, if that's how you want to say it, yeah. So Michi is gonna, if you see him again anywhere, ask him for one. Let's see how good he is at it. Ty, you wanted to say something? Go ahead, Ty.
I was asking if you can send Bobby since he's fully fit. And he's brimming with confidence, and he's brimming with energy. So
yeah, so we're not selling him. He's brimming with confidence. He's fully fit. Why do you want us to sell him? I would not do that. So if you're in the chat, if you have any questions, drop it there. We'll try to address it. If not, I think we can say yeah, we've come to the end of the show and call it a day. And see you guys tomorrow. The pre-game show, and most likely watch along, because the watch along, the game is at 11:45 and it's a Sunday, so I'm not going anywhere. I'm not gonna even go to church tomorrow, unfortunately.
Wow, that's not nice to see.
I want to do watch along for that one. I've missed. Listen, Ty, we haven't done watch along for how many games now? Honestly,
I get your point, but like to see, I'm not even gonna go to church.
I'm not gonna go. Here's where it's a problem. My wife probably would want us to go and would want me, even if I'm not going, she would want me to drive them to church. But let's see what we have here. This is making the pizza. Yeah, I love pizza so much, I have to be honest. I take care all. I think with that, we've come to the natural end of the show. And please do not forget to go check out Ty Talk's YouTube channel. It's called Chelsea Sessions. Yep, there you go. He has link. Michi, please do put the link to your own channel there. They're all sister channels to Chelsea Perspective, because we're all one. We all support the same club, Chelsea Football Club. So we help each other grow. I'm sure if Mitchell has time, he'd jump on the panel. And if I have time, I'll join his panel too whenever he streams. So here's the link there. Subscribe to Chelsea Sessions. 88 subscribers away to get to 1,000 subscribers. Please let's help him get there. And yeah, same for Michi Boy YouTube channel. Let's help him get to 1,000 subscribers. And thanks, panel of the Charles H. Haku. I appreciate you saying that. Naku, so to speak. And Constantine Dante. Much love to you. And the beautiful game. Coach, I am with you, with your wife on this one. Church, God comes first. I agree with you. God comes first. But I'm going to do the watch along tomorrow, 11:45, which if I go to church, I will not return, and the game will be underway already. Maybe if I can get any other person to help get started, and then if I come home, I'll join. But yeah, but thank you for saying that, bro. Much love to you. And Jerry Z, nice to see you. Jacob Huggins, big up to you all. Lateness is greatness. I want to say thank you to Bobby. Thank you to Tyrone from Chelsea Sessions. Go check out his YouTube channel. Be sure to subscribe. Thank you to Tabejo, who was here on the panel. Who else was here? I think that's it. I appreciate you all. And to those of you in the chat, Jacob Huggins, nice to see you. Much love to you. Thank you to Jerry Z. And look out for Jerry Z's new show. It will premiere August 1st, 2023. So let me be specific there. And the beautiful game, much love to you. Constantine Dante, much love to you. Titox, a link to his channel once more. And anybody else who else, Virtual Oath Studio, much love to you. Chelsea, Mitchell Boy, much love to you. Please go check out Mitchell Boy's YouTube channel also. Eddie Love for Blue, I appreciate you, my brother there, for all the updates. And you've been sending me, I have to be honest with you, it has been very, very helpful. And who else? And if I miss your name, Tamidayo, I appreciate you joining, brother. Much love to you. If I miss your name, apologies. I'm only human. See you guys next time. God bless us all, and bye.